in the street here. Obviously it's not a good look for those who are holding it, but if you're a Bitcoin believer, take these opportunities to add, but add wisely. You don't have to get in too much too quickly all at one time, knowing that that $70,000 area is a real possibility, right? I mean, we were consolidated at $70,000 for a while. We also got to 70,000, 70-ish thousand back in 21 when all hell broke loose. Right, so that $70,000 area, a distinct possibility for a retracement. So just keep your eye out on that. I'll be adding incrementally, not all at once, obviously, into those areas as well. All right, let's talk about some of these other trades that we've got over here. Not much here on Softy. I'm still watching Softy to see if that $400 bounce is going to be a thing. It doesn't look like it's going to be at the moment. We're continuing to print lower lows and lower highs here on the 5, using 401 as resistance. We haven't quite actually made it down to 400, but you know what I mean, that $400 area. We just dropped into, I think, single digits there, 409, something like that. Meta's also right at that volume weighted average price, a little bit below 675. What else is at VWAP? Nvidia lost VWAP. Google lost VWAP. Apple and Tesla way below VWAP. Likewise with Amazon. It's really Microsoft and Meta right now that are holding the volume weighted average price, despite the fact the market's making lower lows, lower highs. So we'll have to see if they have relative strength if we get a pop-up on the day. Let's see what everybody's talking about. What are you guys talking about there in the chat?
There's a super chat there. Rohit Sharma.
I missed it.
Rohit Sharma asking us, previous bar low as a stop loss, 1 minute or 5 minute chart. To be honest, it's what you're trading off of, right? It's whatever you deem to be. It's not like, oh, one is right or the other is wrong. For a given trade, if you like it on the 1, you can use the 1. If you like it on the 5, you can use the 5. Whatever you're using and whatever it might be respecting could be the indication there of what you might want to use. But yeah, I think it's definitely it's up to your discretion. I would say there's no right or wrong answer. I'd say, but again, I like to look at what's holding, what's respecting, and then maybe use that as a bit of an indicator for that. What's up, Adara?
I think especially with Mar earnings after the close, as Sharif mentioned, we're going to take a look at some of these crypto stocks. They're pretty beaten up. MSTR here actually had quite the pop. We got as high as, I believe, 261. Now we're trying to hold on to 252. So MSTR, pretty weak. MARA also, they're all kind of have this basically rounded top pattern on the day. We also have Coinbase. So again, just taking a look here as we get this push lower on crypto, how are these crypto stocks doing? They all look almost identical, which is pretty rare, but none of them looking great here. It's all a story of lower highs, lower lows, and rounded tops for pretty much all of these major crypto stocks that we watch, guys. Back to you.
Yeah, the market's taking a little bit of a bounce here off of these lows. Spider way lower.
21.2.
Yeah, 21.2. I said 21.3 was going to be interesting, and yeah, interesting it definitely was. We cracked down another 100 points on the Nasdaq there. So yeah, sellers are definitely in charge in this market, and they keep showing us over and over again, day after day. So where can the question I've been asking, to be honest, as of late, especially in some of my trade reviews, is like, all right, if the market continues to sell off, what are some opportunities? What are some execution sets that I can use to get involved in some of these trades? And I think some of these opening drives have been pretty good. Some of the consolidations have been pretty good structures to base risk off of. And yeah, just the market being so directional and volatile, it gives a lot of opportunities both ways. Again, you can see a prime example of that in today's price action, the long off of the open, the reversion off of that 21,400 as well. Now we have breaking news with Adara.
Keep an eye on DraftKings here, actually getting a little bit of a pop. Basically, we do have, this initially I think came out around 1, but I'm seeing this tweet recirculate now. Apparently the chair of the New York Assembly Racing and Wagering Committee has basically filed a bill that would increase the number of online sports betting operators, basically doubling this number. They'd also decrease the tax rate from 51% to 25% by January 31st, 2027. So basically, the new head of the New York Racing Committee is not only looking to double the amount of online sports betting operators, it's looking to cut the taxes by about half, guys. Back to you.
All right, guys. Newer traders, listen up. First month, it's free. That's right. We're waiving the fees. You get to trade smarter, not harder, by upgrading to that elite trading experience. You'll be able to analyze, strategize, and then hopefully after that, you'll capitalize using their amazing platform. It's got everything. Infinite data, instant trading, lightning fast, market insights. It's got game-changing charts, and you can predict better with backtesting. It's got reliable real-time data, global markets at your fingertips, literally, all in one platform. Don't miss out now. Execute your best trades. If you're ready to elevate your trading, scan that QR code or check the link in the description of this video. Shout out to the great folks at eSignal. Obi, we are at the volume weighted average dang price.
VWAP.
Yeah, I know, right? Here on Donald John Trump. So the VWAP 24.75. We're showing 78s on the ask, 75 on the bid. I will not be punching in just willy-nilly. It's going to have to show me that it wants to hold up at this area. I've been waiting for a 25 fail. We got that fail after some consolidation area at 25, and now I'm keeping an eye on VWAP. In addition to VWAP, there is price action support at 24.60 to 24.50. I'm talking about this bull flag here. The top end of the range, you can see that the closing prints all south of that 50. The wicks go into 60. So if we do lose VWAP, I still will be interested on DJT at around 24.50 to 24.60. I won't be setting up resting orders to pick it up if it does fall into there. It will have to prove itself that it wants to hold up at that level. So I'm keeping my eye on that. Shout out to G Castro. Sharif, when you look at small caps to trade, do you look at offering tracker? No, I do not. I know that some people will go right into the NASDAQ website, look to see what they have for a shelf offering because they're worried as hell that a secondary offering is going to come in while they're involved with the stock. That's happened. It hasn't happened to me, okay? But it's happened to other people. And I'm not saying that I did anything so special that it didn't happen to me as a form of by defense or anything like that. No, that's not. It just hasn't happened to me. But I know that other small cap traders really take that seriously. They'll look to see how many outstanding shares they have versus how many they can issue. That's absolutely a great point. Not one that I typically do. I don't know if I actually have that information on my platform. I think I'd have to go to the listing website. But great question, my man. Not one that I've been asked before. Good question there.
Yeah, I think.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but no, I think that's important to know, especially if you're getting involved in some of those assets that do have stuff in the pipeline. It's good to be aware of that, and you can take it the other way as well. I know that small cap swing shorts are definitely ones that pay if you can perform them effectively as well. And yeah, I think I'm forgetting the names off the top of my head, but I've been in short small caps while they've had offerings, and I was like, there's more confluence because they had offerings down the line. Oh. Right? So it's like, all right, so can I get short on this ticker? Can I manage a little bit of upside risk and swing that short, looking for them to raise, especially if it's a repeat offender, all they do is always raise. Whenever they're up a few 100%, they always end up raising either on day 2, day 3, day 4, whatever it is. Again, you'd have to. Again, this was many years ago, a few years ago that I was indulging in that kind of stuff. But I think it's definitely a key piece of information when you're trading some of these stocks, because at the end of the day, you have to remember, what is the market but a tool for companies to raise money, right? At the end of the day, companies will list on the stock exchange so that they can raise funds, so they can
we're losing it here on BTC.
What are we losing?
I think we just dipped into 83,338 on Bitcoin. We could hit 82, like that level that Joseph and Katina were talking about today could come in. We got a bit of a pop-up right now, though, on BTC. Yeah, everybody's yelling, BTC Hwadunk. I don't have the red. Can we hit the red animation where everything goes red, ram, and like, the market's in full tank mode. LEB, L-buy. I don't know what it is. Sheriff. Do you think Nvidia will go higher tonight? Good question, brother. I mean,
get it, Adaro.
Get it, Adaro. It's okay. It's just a little surprise there, but everything's good. Everything's fine on this side. It's hard to tell, brother. I mean, that's just you're asking me to kind of foresee the future. If you're asking me if demand is there, seems to be a lot of demand. The wild card is DeepSeek, obviously. Oh, the gates of hell.
Oh, what's happening there?
Yeah. Look,
all right. Are you, Joe, are you in a trade over there? What's happening?
Joe's taking liberties with Neil's Stream Deck over there. He's loving his life over there. Get it, Joe.
Get it, Joe.
All right, my man.
Yes. Where is the next trade?
I mean, like, we're always asked, do you think NVIDIA beats? Does it miss? This or that? I don't know if it would be wise to give an opinion, but we can give you the information that you can use to make your own opinion. Demand is there. Okay. Their B200, which is their next generation chip, Blackwell, high in demand, and all. In addition to it being in high demand, it's also good for inference. NVIDIA's chips have been mostly used for training. Only 40% of the inference chip market share is dominated by NVIDIA. That means that there's 60% more for them to take. And Blackwell's aiming to do just that. Blackwell is good for both inference and training, right? And those are two distinct things.
Whoa.
Say that again?
No, I'm just saying whoa to the market. I mean,
yeah,
please continue. Disregard my excitement here.
Fine. Yeah, no, for real though. So the demand is there for their chips. Whether or not the AI spend continues to go full force like we've seen it the last year and a half, that's a different story. We had the hyperscalers, I'm talking about Meta, Amazon, Microsoft. They've all confirmed how much they're spending on AI this year, 60 to 65 billion Meta, 80 billion, I believe, Softy, and then Amazon somewhere in the middle there, 70 some odd billion. And then today we got more information that apparently Meta was looking at building out a $200 billion AI data center. Should be noted, the company denied those reports and said that all the CapEx that it's earmarked for 2025 has already been disclosed in the last earnings report. That is 60 to 65 billion. So they are basically putting into question the reports that we got today about that $200 billion AI data center. So if your educated guess here has to be whether or not the demand is going to be strong enough to keep the earnings going here and to beat expectations. Because again, like Neil always says, there's no good or bad earnings. There's better or worse. There's a beat or miss. Adara's at the big desk.
Show you guys the new NVIDIA graphic we just posted. Here is a pretty shocked-looking Jensen Huang looking at NVIDIA's earnings day one changes, and it's worth noting they don't actually change that much on a percentage basis. Usually it's about up or down roughly 5%. There are some exceptions. Spring 2023, we got up about 25%. We closed about 16% lower back in this winter 2023. But generally, we tend to move pretty much 5% to the upside or downside on earnings day one. So NVIDIA is not a Tesla where you're going to get these 10% moves on average. NVIDIA's average move tends to be quite a bit smaller for its earnings day one plays. Just wanted to give that context. This just covers the last 4 years, and I use the seasons rather than quarters because, as mentioned, NVIDIA is a year ahead of the rest of the market in that they're going to be going into fiscal 2026. So this is a new graphic here. Check this out on X at TTV Research, unveiling all of these ahead of earnings tonight, but some of these we're going to look at again during our earnings party. Check that out tonight at 4 p.m. Eastern. We're expecting NVIDIA to report at 4:20. Back to you.
Ob.
Yes,
Can I elicit you here for a task,
Sure.
if it's not too much?
Sure, what's up?
Now that we've lost 300, my man, on Tesla, what would the next level of support on the daily be? I see it 275.
I was just gonna say right off the top, off the heezy. I was gonna say 275s right away. The next quarter. Let's see the next quarter. I think that's gonna be interesting. So below that 300, 275s.
Oh,
maybe
Joe's
even
coming
lower.
at you, bro.
I mean,
Joe's coming.
Listen, the price
Joe's
action.
feeling himself over there. I like it.
The price action speaks volumes, and that bit of a downtrend coming in on Tesla. Yeah, I think we definitely have room to go lower. Are we going to go lower? I have no idea. Honestly, I have no idea.
Exactly.
But if we do, where can we potentially look? I think that might be a good place to look. Maybe we find it before, maybe we find it after. I have no idea. But again, let's see what the price action kind of does here. And I was telling Sharif, I'm like, boy, FXI is about to break day low as well. So that's the China large cap ETF as well. And XPEV, still holding. Still holding. So, all right, that's okay. Again, I have to respect the action. I got to respect the trade. But yeah, maybe it's just a little delayed. You know, that's what I like to tell myself. As long as it's working, maybe it's just a little delayed. Waiting for that to potentially come in here into VWAP. We've been making some lower highs, but still consolidating within that. Within, I would say, maybe not the. Is it the upper quartile? Yeah, it is. It definitely is. XPEV again, very, very strong on the day. You can see it right here. This is a 3-minute chart, guys. So yeah, off of the open, let's see how much percent of a pop. 8.7. We kind of looked at this a little earlier as well. So 8.7% to the highs, and yeah, prior low sitting in and around 2174. That was that last low here. So yeah, with the markets pulling back in, looking a little weak, and FXI as well. This is what I'm watching on FXI. So that's about to clip day lows. See if XPEV brings it in a little bit here. What's up, Adara? We got some breaking news.
Keep an eye here on Google, which just broke day's low and then kind of came back a little bit here. Seeing some reports on X that Google is cutting employees in its cloud division. So Google here with some cloud division job cuts. GOOGL. Back to you.
I hate to say it this way, but the market usually likes that kind of stuff. I mean, obviously, I'd never want to celebrate anybody losing their jobs, but when cost cuts come in, investors seem to be crazy about that. So keep your eye on Google for a recovery. I don't know. We'll see. Boom, boom. There it is. We take it out. Pack your dang patience on RILY. Let me celebrate for a second before you just start. Oh, rim. All right, $6. There's the high of the day on RILY. Flat top breakout. Now keep your eye out for the squeeze. This is shorted over 50%. So now we can start squeezing here, taking out those shorts. I believe, yeah, I'm going to get back into this small share size though. If we continue to zig and zag, there we go. We had a bit of a dip. Do I take this opportunity to punch in? Wow, it gave up the entire thing. But there you go, zigging and zagging. Sorry, Ram. Allow me just 1 second here because I have to make a decision of whether I want to get back in or not. Wow, we take out the high of the day. It squeezes a lot of shorts out, but you could see the shorts reinstitute their positions, or people were just too crazy to take profits. So keep your eye on RILY. What a zigzagger, man. It takes out that level, but it spends like no time there and drops right back into that previous area of resistance, 590. That's what I always keep saying. Get your orders out. Have your resting orders there. Let them take profits for you when you're not basically looking. And let's see what may come from this. Ram, go ahead, because I'm going to have to listen to Ramina. I didn't hear what she said.
Yeah, no worries. Again, watching this market here, we are making some fresh lows both on the Spider and the Nasdaq as well. So yeah, taking a look at some of these Mag 7s once again. Apple, wow, Apple did break that day low, and look at how aggressively it's coming in, man. So absolutely beautiful. You know what hasn't broken day low just yet, but is about to? Amazon. Amazon's about to crack that low right there. Day low currently sitting at 214.20. Pre-market lows at 214.10s. Oh boy, what a nice grab there. Currently trading 214.35s on Amazon. So that one poised for a little bit of a pullback here. Let's see Apple as well, and Softy trailing behind. Wow, this is, oh my God, what a beautiful. Like you look at a chart like this. Yeah, of course, bro. It doesn't. I don't care if stocks go up or down. I care if there's a price action that I can capitalize on or learn from. You know what? Like, and a lot of price action. Again, sure, you look at it in retrospect, but I'm like, oh boy, that is a solid trade. That came in pretty nicely. And yeah, a lot of learning happens on the retrospect. So it's like, yeah, okay, cool. We see the move that happened. How can we kind of dissect this, reverse engineer this, so that if and when we do see it next time, how do we kind of participate on that kind of push there? So yeah, beautiful selling happening on Apple. Very clean, very clear. Now again, yeah, I feel like a lot of us hold Apple in our personal. So do I. But 240s, yeah, I don't think I'm worried about a pullback from here. But we'll see. We'll see how far it gets. 200 might be a little bit of a decision-making spot if we can get down into there. But yeah, Apple with a beautiful sell-off as of right now, and you can see it on the Spider as well. What's going on, Sharif?
We got to pay a bill. All right, guys. Unlock the nuclear renaissance with foremost clean energy, leveraging one of the biggest mega trends on the planet. nuclear energy, partnered with Denison Mines with properties strategically located in the Athabasca Basin, known as the Saudi Arabia of uranium. This undervalued company is poised to capitalize on the exploding nuclear market, and offers unparalleled growth potential. The future is nuclear. Foremost is your entry on the NASDAQ under FMST and on the Canadian Stock Exchange under FAT, or go to foremostcleanenergy.com for details. Shout out to the great folks there. Obi, I'm sorry to interrupt you, brother, but we have to pay those bills. Those are time sensitive. All right, I'm back in at Riley. 92's already scalped into 6. So this one's going to have to hold 85s. I perceive 590 to be that level of resistance. So if it ends up failing, it ends up failing. I know this is a zigzagger, which is why I've given it to below 90, into 84s. I've taken out the majority of the position. I'd like for it to hold up here ideally, but if it doesn't, it doesn't. I'd like something above that 603, and then we'll hold the piece for the high of the day. But if this loses the bid, I will be getting out. I'm not going to give back anything on this trade. I'm scalped out a little bit over here, but RILY, I'm looking for it to hold 590 generally on a closing basis, not a wick basis, but knowing full well that, there's such a heavy short interest in this that the shorts who are getting squeezed out may get a bit more exuberant here and want to add to their position, thereby bringing this bad boy back down. So RILY, gotta have to hold 590. Otherwise, I'm Gonzino. Obi, sorry to interrupt you.
No worries, man. Yeah, so XPEP finally taking a little bit of a pullback here, looking for some of those levels, kind of covering along the way. There, I did kind of aggressively size underneath that 22. You can see that I've had a couple of entries there, but again, like I said, with the market pulling back and FXI pulling back as well, I'm like, all right, well, let's see if XPEP pulls back. Sure, it has relative strength, and I don't necessarily want to fight that, but I'm trying to take some quick scalps there on some of these moves here. So yeah, I love some of these gates. Some of these gates, you know about like gate priorities, right? So it's like certain gates will fill you before others. Some gates have more priority than others. Some cost more, cost less, and I think that has some stuff to do with priorities. And some will pay you back as well, right? So it's like, all right. The beautiful thing that I've been kind of learning and looking into as of late is like, all right, when you are kind of moving around some relative size on a stock, you can use some of those gates, priority or not, to give you information, to ping information from the market. Because it's like, if I'm using an order type which I know is going to get filled last, right? I can use a percentage of my position, throw it on that gate, and just sit there and see if I get filled.
That's a great
looking for that pull back in, and seeing if I know if I'm the last gate that's going to get filled at that price, it gives me an indication that price might go lower. Right? There aren't people stepping up in front of that gate being like, all right, well, you can't go any lower. So so I've been using kind of that to give me some more information here and there. But yeah, it's not too bad. So I was sitting on some of those gates that fill last on XPEV, being like, all right, you're not cracking lower.
Who's your favorite gateway?
Finally starts, Arca? Arca's good. I like Memex for the memes, just because. Shout out to the members exchange, but yeah, no, Memex is pretty dope. Edge X's are pretty dope. Again, you have the whole arsenal of different gates. You can use them in different scenarios. I know Wayne is a lot more knowledgeable than I am at his gate game, so definitely,
I like that.
yeah. I know he trades foreign markets as well. Again, when it comes to the floor, gate knowledge. I would say Wayne and Neil's gate knowledge unparalleled, because
gotta agree.
Yeah, for sure. So lots to learn from these guys here. So XPEV coming into that prior low here. So what am I looking at? That prior low, let's see if we can hold above it or crack below. 74s is that prior low. We're trading 77, so we cracked some of this structure. We cracked that quick. Look at that wick low that we made right here, that strong wick, and then we were trading below that. Now coming into those 74s, Sharif, next stop, maybe this consolidation, 2160s, this opening kind of run up high at that 2157, and then VWAP at 2140. So let's see if we can get all the way down there on a proper reversion. But again, I'm looking at FXI, I'm looking at some of these related tickers here. There is FXI below that, coming into that day low, so getting some of that confluence with some of this action coming in here on XPEV. So yeah, you know what? I want to start covering a little bit here. I know some people would say that this warrants for an ad when you're breaking below structure, but again, some of these tickers I don't necessarily trust as much, or I'm looking for that kind of a play. But look at that beautiful FXI just trading below day lows, and the market giving us more confluence as well. A lot of people were talking about the Tesla short. So let's see how that one is doing as of right now. You know what? I will take some more off there into 75s, 2175s. I like quarters. And if you're going to give me the quarter, I'll take some off there. But yeah, Tesla, I forget who it was, but a few people in the chat, talking about that VWAP short on Tesla. Nice little double top intraday. You see that wick of that 302, can't really follow through. Holding below that VWAP, holding underneath 302s, trading below in a bit of a range here, 298s here as well. When we finally crack that, we consolidate below this consolidation and then go for another leg lower. So just leg, consolidation, leg is what I'm seeing on a shorter time frame, and then higher time frame is the same thing here, kind of down legs with consolidations in the middle here on Tesla. Okay, so AK asking about some GRR. So GRR here, Gorilla Technology Group. Did these guys even do volume in? Okay, so they're doing 2 million on the day so far. Yeah, it's I can tell right away that it's a repeat offender here on Gorilla Technology. Let's take a look at the hourly. Your question was buying it for a pop to $30. Look, man, I don't know anything about what the ticker is going to do, but what I do know is what it's done, and that's what everybody knows. Limited information that's been printed on the chart, and I'm going to say this again, will speak in volume. So let's see what's been going on there. So we had a bit of a trend in February. We talk about some of these thematic trades, right? So again, being a repeat offender, it's kind of had its ups and downs, but yeah, looking like it's been pretty nice since December, right? I haven't taken a look at this ticker in a few months, but yeah, strong run up going into January of this year. Bit of a strong pullback as well, giving it up from 25s all the way to 10s, about a 50% pullback there on GRRR. And then look at that second leg up into 34. So as of right now, what I'm seeing here right off the bat would be a little break of this trend. So we've been trending up nicely into that 34, 35 level. Couldn't really get past that 35 that much, but look at this. That trend, that support breaks, and it's the same thing as a breakout or a breakdown, guys. Like trending support and resistances are relatively similar to horizontal support and resistances. Now, sure, you can throw some probabilities on which ones matter more or less, and that's on you to put in the work and kind of measure which ones you wanna consider with a little bit more weight or not. But you can see some solid trends show up very obviously on the chart more often than not. And you can see after the trend broke here, we've been kind of aggressively selling off. So that's kind of what the chart's telling me. So what does that tell you for the probabilities of coming back into 30s? On the short time frame, I have no idea. On the long time frame, I have no idea either. But bigger time frame, this ticker has been running up pretty nicely and has been selling off as of recent on that trend break. So yeah, something to keep an eye out. But again, opportunity definitely in a lot of other places here.
Sure.
Look at the market, man.
All right, guys.
Tanking.
You see that clock? It is now 2 o'clock. It is time to send you the big kahunas. It's Joe in for your boy Neil today. It's the Katina, man. They're going to be taking you through the rundown. We got a banger rundown for you guys. These markets are in free fall, but make sure you are with us after the bell. Today, it is the earnings party everybody's been waiting for. We're talking about Nvidia, guys. They report. We're expecting that report around 4:20, give or take, Ob. But we're going to be live right from the get-go, right at 4 o'clock. We'll see everybody then. I'll see everybody at the green screen in a minute. Take it over, boys.
See you guys.
Yes. What's going on, my guy?
You know, same old shit. Different shuffle, you know.
You know what's funny? I was gonna ask. You asked me for a coffee, and now it's roll up the wind roll up the rim season. Man, what if I won the max prize? Would you?
Just slide over here, my guy.
Yeah, that's it. So you bought me the coffee, and then
what could you win here? We talked about this yesterday. The ID buzz. You get the buzz going.
You know what's funny? I was listening to the radio. I was listening to the radio yesterday. Excuse me. Yeah. And anyway, some guys stole
tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. Some guys stole a credit card and then they bought a lottery ticket with the credit card, and then they won the lottery ticket and they won a bunch of money. So who do you think is the right owner? The individual with the credit card or the people who bought the lottery ticket?
Did you say the guy stole the credit card?
Yeah, they stole it and then they bought a lottery ticket with it.
Everybody.
And then so.
84,000 BTC. I don't know. I think wrong does not precede a right. So I would say if it's
the credit card, right?
You don't get to keep that profit on.
But yeah, I mean 82,000 there.
There's Joe. Says Nick Diaz. What's up, Joe?
Yeah, what's up, my guy?
Nick Diaz.
Yeah, what's up, Nick?
Oh, some guy won a donut yesterday.
All right, there we go.
Both of Sean's short out. What was that, Ramin? What was that? Oh, 8 months of Crave. Yeah, they give away stuff.
4 times you won 8 months of Crave.
You can't stack them, though. That'd be nice. 8, 16, 24, 32.
It's a couple years, right?
Oh, man. Thank you guys for everybody for mentioning that all the shorts that I was in would be absolutely monstrous. Now, cheers to you.
Well, I mean, it's tough, man.
We did well, though. We shorted back into AMD.
We
got taken out of Palantir short, which would be huge right now. We got taken out of the Q short. We got taken out of iBit short. Short. Thing is like, it's all good. It's all good. There's Palantir short, taken out of it. That went a little high into the high of the day. I added RSI down here to get a feel for it a little bit more so I can, figure out where that relative strength is exactly. Oh, man, maybe they should check out. Do we have one up there? We have an RSI video up. Yeah, maybe I should check that out myself. But, yeah, go check out our RSI video as well. We went top to bottom. Did you pay your taxes yet?
Not yet. I usually wait till March. Like around the deadline, no?
You usually wait till around March.
Yeah.
It's February 26th.
I guess it is time. So it's time to do that,
I didn't pay mine yet.
Did you vote yet? Did you vote or no?
No, I mean that's tomorrow, right? Thursday.
Yeah, man. The early polls.
Yeah, I should have. We were talking about that a little bit with Obi yesterday, and my parents went, and it was packed. No, it was Sharif. It was Sharif that went to vote. You voted earlier? Or was too busy? Yeah. He was saying that it was a little busy where my parents were there in Oakville, but apparently.
Yeah, I mean, hey, it is.
Better not be me. If I ever fall off this stage, man,
that's it, eh?
3-4 months off. Broken hip.
At least.
Yeah, you paid your taxes yesterday. Yeah, man. I mean, I hate
get that return, man. But the thing is, though, when you get that tax return,
you get a return. That must be nice.
Yeah, I mean, don't blow it all in one place,
I have no idea what a tax return looks like. No, because as traders, you got to self-declare. So you got to declare what you earn, right? Because this is not so. It's if you've had a profitable, and it's fine. Paying taxes mean I was just going to say that you have some money to pay your taxes. That's the whole point. Is that if you made 10 grand this month, then you're supposed to save back here in Canada 5 grand.
Yeah, that's insane. That is insane.
Yeah, and 10 grand is an okay month. Yeah, so you do that times 12, you have 100 grand trading year, then you have to have. I mean, sure, you can write stuff off against it, blah blah blah.
I think that's best. Like being self-employed is when you kind of build yourself like a sole prop, declare yourself like a sole prop or a proprietorship or something along those lines.
Yeah, you can that's what we do. Like I'll write off certain things, maybe this coffee, for example.
Yeah, that's
it makes me focus on trading.
Yeah, exactly.
I should say less in case there is some sort of IRS or something watching this thing right now. But
we make less.
You know what I mean on that one. But
I mean, I'm just looking over here at Amazon, and we went over we were talking about this all morning.
Yeah, go.
And the frustrating thing is like, okay, we go up about 3-4%. And then we just give it all back in a matter of a couple hours. So we're now heading back to the low of the day here. And I think we're going to exceed that. But yeah, it's okay. We'll get it rolling here shortly. But we're going to see what my guy is up to. He's ready to go here for the afternoon rundown.
Welcome to the Afternoon Rundown, the show where you decide what we talk about every afternoon. The boys are locked and loaded. They're ready to look at the tickers as decided by you. But in order to get the tickers up there, you got to get into the chat during the How to Trade show during the midday and vote for your favorite tickers. But you can only vote if you're a subscriber. So make sure you're liking, subscribing, and sharing. That is an ugly looking chart right now. If you're long on the triple Qs, the NASDAQ is decidedly red, 0.2% in the red right now with the with the ES also down about 0.25%. The Dow down 2/3% likely as a result of Apple getting killed today, and the Russell 2000 just about break even, technically down 0.08%, but not as bad as the other four major averages. There's Nvidia, the number one ticker as decided by you guys. This one reports after the bell. It's going to be a big earnings party. We've got the market recap show all locked and loaded. Here's what we're expecting. We're looking for earnings EPS of about 85 pennies, up from 52 last time. We're also looking for revenue of about $38.16 billion. Compare that to last year on the quarter, we were about $22.1 billion, guys. So Nvidia in focus tonight, 4:20. We're going to be live from 4 o'clock.
Should be a banger. Yeah, we're excited for all of that as well. Yeah, look, we traded this a little bit here this morning. We initially started to go short, then we went long. We're flat on Nvidia, so we're just like zeros on it. We lost on the short, we made on the long. Eventually, we got outright. Like this is the frustrating thing about trading. Like there's many frustrating things. Joe and I we're talking about that, and just the realities of trading. And I can go into that, but I'm not going to preach again. So whatever, you guys know what it is. But like we get out and then this happens, you know, like it breaks through that 132, goes right up to 133.50. That was the high of the day at that time. So that created us a flat trade. Short, made money, lost, made money, long, lost, flat on the day, and then this happened. So yeah, still a nice little downside mover there. You would have thought earlier on today when Nvidia was up 5% that there was some love in the air for the report, but right now it looks like it will sell off into the end of the day there. So we chose AMD, and you know it's just not as dramatic at all. This went from 105.60 where we are short. We were short. We averaged it in. Like this has been a monstrous trade. This is going to be a very, very top trade for me today. Obviously, it's going to be my biggest trade to the short side. And it's just, we took it again, it's falling back in, right into past support. So yeah, we'll stay short on AMD here into the close. I'm nervous. I'm nervous about Nvidia. So we'll see. It's nice to hear you mentioned before that Amazon wants to keep buying and keep supporting the whole thought here of what we're doing as far as data centers and H1s and all this, but I don't know. At the end of the day, these stocks have somewhere to go, and it looks like they want to go down. So I'm a little nervous, to be honest with you, about this report. We're just going to have to see what winds up happening, but I don't think you can be happy with the sort of movement here in Nvidia, especially as we go with less than 2 hours left before they report. It's going to be a very, very interesting day here. Less than 2 hours before the market closes, roughly 2 hours before the report. Join us tonight and we'll have it all. We'll show you live level 2s and everything. And it's going to be the domino effect, right? Like whatever happens with Nvidia, the effect's going to be twofold, tenfold on other companies sometimes. So we're going to wait to see a lot of effects tonight in the broader market. So yeah, Nvidia, way to go. It's going to be it's going to be a nice one. The market is not holding up right now. That is for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't agree more there. It's a bit of a tougher look here. We thought it was looking like we were going to continue to trend to the top side in this name, but it doesn't seem to be the case thus far in the afternoon session, guys. So I talked about the expected move where we have high levels of open interest on this name. But again, as of right now, it's not looking overly pretty. So we're looking at about a 10% expected move in this name on this report. The previous two reports, it didn't exceed it. It stayed within that range. So if you're a straddle trader, just beware of that. And then as well as just continuing to climb lower here. So we have to be weary of this. We got high levels of open interest at that $140 strike price. So those are where I'm going to keep my eyes on, but up still 2% on the session, even though we are continuing to bleed. let's see what Nvidia brings here after the bell, because I think it's going to be highly anticipated, and I know a lot of us are looking forward to it there, Sharif.
Absolutely, Joseph. Another Nvidia adjacent name, let's call it that, SMCI, well off the highs, is still up 12 2/3, but this thing was up over 25% in the pre-market. We're giving a lot of it back. So the reason we were moving so aggressively is because they filed yesterday their previously unfiled June and September 2024 earnings reports on those quarters. They did file those about half an hour before the deadline. Then that precipitated Goldman Sachs to maintain their neutral rating on SMCI Supermicro, but they did raise their price target from 36 to 40, boys.
All right. Yeah, just looking at it here. Wow, nice little loop off of the 51 there. All right, so before AMD, this was my number one trade. So we had a great trade long here on SMCI. We wrote down 52. We talked about what was the 200 period at the time. We really like dip buy opportunities. It dip bought right into the 200 period at 53. We took that upside. Then we got 52, and we actually got the high of the day. So we got the low of the day and the high of the day until that low was breached. So right now, you're going to be underneath. Look, it's a good day for them, up 13%. They've had a huge run on the daily chart as well, right? I mean, we're down near $30 back on February 5th. 20 days later, you're doubled. So it's been a good run for them. Not sure it's going to continue. The numbers are now out right there. There obviously is some kind of blood in the streets on this name. You're still down 10% from where we were today. We were up 24%. Now you're down to 13. From where we've come from on SMCI, it's just about knowing more about the company, because it's been really choppy the last couple of days. So I feel like it's a great day. It's a great day trading stock. But as far as an investment, like, I'm not sure. As long as you can hold this 200 period, which is at $53, then I think you're okay. So it'll be interesting to see if that closes over under $53 today. That to me is something. And if you're going to short it, we're going to play it back to VWAP, which is 54. So look, man, I like SMCI. It was the number one trade idea here today on the sticky note. It's going to be a P&L number 2 name. I have no idea what P&L everybody else is putting up. But at the end of the day, SMCI was right there, 52 long. We nailed it. We got out at 56. It's a $4 winner. Love SMCI today. Traded basically perfect. And, I'd say let it settle down. A lot of the focus is going to be on Nvidia here in the close. I should be long that 129 on Nvidia. So there's a couple things that I need to deal with.
Yeah, for sure. Again, SMCI, this thing sometime, I believe it was supposed to report a couple weeks ago ahead too, and it didn't, but it finally did now. It met the deadline just by a hair, essentially. But one thing I want to point out with this name from an intraday perspective is that from the pre-market, we have been trading below the volume-weighted average price. So I think that's really key to note here. And then we popped through this through VWAP, and we held it for not overly too long here, guys. Just a couple of minutes here, about a half hour or so, and then we went right back down. So to Katina Man's point, are we going to finish over or under 53 in this name? And as of right now, I'm going to have to go with that under, because we've traded under the volume-weighted average price for the majority, and 53 would put us just below it as well, too. So I think that we stay below it in this name. A big part is, let's see what happens with NVIDIA. I think it's going to have a big part. If it starts running, then some of these semis are going to probably start running as well, too. So we're going to pack our patience on this one, hold our horses, and see what's going on with it. Katina Man traded it very well today. But for me, not necessarily my type, even though price action is price action. I like to avoid this name because it wasn't necessarily my setup earlier in the day. And when I run my scanner, the very key criteria that I'm looking at, and this name just doesn't fit it. If we go back into this range from a daily perspective and see what's going on, it's just moving sideways. Price is starting to compress. That ATR is really starting to dwindle, but then it started to break out and it started to expand. We started getting that price expansion, but now we're heading back down to the south side. So let's see what happens in this name. I'm going with under 53 on the session. And that's it. What do you think about that, Sharif?
Look, man. What isn't a good look, though, Joe, is this chart on Apple getting creamed, losing that 240. It just was at 250 yesterday, already down over $10. There's really no specific catalyst. What there is, though, is Apple doubling down on DEI, saying that they want to tweak their diversity, equity, and inclusion policy. Donald Trump responding, saying they should get rid of it altogether, not tweak it. The market reacting, it's down 3%.
Yeah, I mean, we had a big move down from that level again there today. I mean, wow. The 50 period. Okay, so first of all, new position alert. We got an FXI. Thanks, T-Money. From, oh my God, we can do some spins again. I'm going to spin something in this thing here. Do I have even 400 points? We're going to see if we can win. All right, we bought some FXI down here. 36.25 is the level that we are looking at for FXI. So we'll go long here. We'll average it back into 30, drop this out if it loses 5, 6 cents.
Oh, you lost.
Oh, did I lose? Yeah. Oh, almost though.
Yeah.
Almost took it down there. Join us in the chat. You get the spins. All right, so right there. All right, Apple. So, there's the VWAP trade again. Like, I sat here and I was talking with Joe and I was like, I think I was going to short the futures, and then I just chose AMD, and definitely regretting that one because it's not moving down as much as everything else, pretty much. Like, if we shorted anything else at the time that we did, we would be absolutely monstrous right now, while AMD is 65 cents in the money. But Apple, good drop off, right? Down 3%. That's a big day for Apple. You don't actually get Apple moving down too many days like this where you're actually down 3% into a flat market. I know the market right now doesn't seem flat, but down 1/4 point isn't that much. So I think if you're going to be looking for some strength in Apple, you might have found it right here. It's a 50-period moving average. But we've been down here not too long ago. I mean, it's a nice move up. These stocks are trading really strange, man, because you get like these huge runs up, then these huge runs down. So right now it looks like it's trying to go the other way. If we close below 240, 241, that's below the 50-period moving average, then you're going to have to see if we can absorb this all the way back to May, right? So you go back all the way back into May, where you get the 200-period moving average, where it was finally breached to the upside, and you had a great little run there. Hold on a second, I got to get some orders out as FXI is trying to go back upside. As you bounce off the 200 period. So I think a lot of us are waiting for that again. I think that's probably prudent. We saw Tesla making that move back down in as well today, taking that back. Watch out for 280 on that play. That's probably, we don't have Tesla on there. But all right, for me, you're starting to base out a little bit. This is why RSI is good, but at the same time, look, just because it's printing lower doesn't mean it can go lower. A lot of momentum there, but the momentum's finally turning, right? You're finally turning on this 50-period moving average. This could be a good long here into the end of the day. Definitely debating that right now with Apple, especially if we take this down right there, 240. We go 240. I think we can have some fun here with AAPL and try to grab that long, breaking up through 240 on Apple. Let's just see if that can sort of make it work out for us. Then we can use, what is that, 230.70 as our stop. So yeah, I want to take that trade out, Joe, actually. Yeah, I'm going to take a 240 break. Okay. I don't mind it. I'm kind of talking myself into it.
To the top side there?
Yeah, I mean, if I'm going long, I might hope it goes back up to the top side. I don't know how far we'll go, but that's not bad, right? If the market does rebound, I think there's something there for Apple. That's a pretty good move down. So yeah, probably looking to take that,
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough name, I think, in this tech space, because there's not too many of us of these names hovering around those all-time highs anymore. And what I want to point out is just this massive engulfing candle here. I forget what day this was, but it just sold off, and then we covered that. But it took some time. It took about a week or so, a little bit over a week, just to recover these losses. But then we just reject this area high as well, too, guys, and then head back to the south side. So down 3% on the session. I think it might be a little bit tough to rebound here on this name. It might be exhausted, but who knows? Only time will tell. We'll see what happens. But yeah, this tech space isn't looking too good right now, guys. I was looking at the top performing sectors not too long ago. So we'll go over a couple of the Mag 7 names just really briefly here. But again, look at Apple, and then we'll go Amazon, and then we'll go Google as well too, and it's just like, okay, are we starting to hit correction territory in some of these names? And I'm starting to say yes, 16%, 18%, and then Apple as well too, guys, being down about, let's see here, off of this all-time high, about 8%. So this is some territory where I'm like, oh, okay, even though the overall market's, the SPY to be exact, is only down about 4 or 5% now, and the Q's just slightly more, for me it's like, oh, okay, where are we holding up? And is the broader market going to start catching up? And I was looking at some breadth last night, and it looks relatively weak here, guys. So yeah, Apple for me, I'm not loving it. It is one of my smaller holdings in the long-term account, but nothing's looking overly pretty right now, guys.
All right, guys, here's FXI. You can see it's been gapping up a couple of times here in a row after really getting creamed on Monday. Good recovery yesterday, another good one today. China has been very strong. So is this bad boy right here, Alibaba, gapping up again, over 3%, 3.75. It was up much higher. Bernstein gave this one the nod today, upgrading it to outperform for market perform and boosting that price target markedly, guys, from 104 to 165.
All right, so thanks T-Money for obviously voting a couple times and getting FXI on there. I can see that you're in it, so I'd assume that that's you. So thank you for putting that on. Yeah, we just bought this dip right into 335. I mean, again, we had written it down. It was where the 200 period was at the time. Obviously, things have changed. So just for everybody out there, like I'm not as in love, obviously, with this trade right now because there isn't too much support down beneath here. So I'm going to get out if it breaks 36.25. But yeah, what an epic move it's been here on the daily chart for FXI. Huge move to the upside. So yeah, I just, again, like the stock. I'm going to try to get something out here at 40, and then if we can get, that's where the 50 period is, and if we can get something up here as well to close out, fine. But we've been really slow throughout the afternoon, like on FXI, as you know, it kind of will just go back and forth with the stock, with the general market. So hopefully the NASDAQ can get going a little bit, and that would create some action there for FXI. So yeah, I mean, I like the stock, but don't love it down here. Not as much support as I had hoped, but we are going to get something out at 40 for a nice little 5-6 cents. Hopefully we can just add a little bit to this. Big move upside, man. You don't see that happen too often in a big market. You're up about $29 up to 37. So let's give that, $7, $8 on 29. You're up, 15, 20% or so in just over a month and a half. So big move up for FXI. And yeah, I think there's more to come, but I'd pair some off. So we're going to go long and see what we can do on this ride upside.
Yeah, for sure. And I agree with you, Katina, man, because I was just looking at some of the percentage gains just year to date anyways. And there's no doubt that the Chinese tickers are starting to outpace the overall market here, guys. So for me, it's like, okay, what's going on here? Can you count them out? And as of right now, beating the market, we got FXI up about 23.25 here from the beginning of the year to date. So you can't really argue those types of gains. I mentioned time and time again, is this space uninvestable due to the gaps and the volatility in them? And I guess I'm going to have to eat my words eventually, because when you're beating the market, then you really have to start to take a look and say, hey, is there something here? Is there some trading and investing here? With BABA being up 72% as well too, guys. So those are some things that I want to keep an eye out on. And for sure, you have to monitor something, especially when the broader market has not been trading so good so far this year. So yeah, I'm liking the Chinese space. We'll wait for a potential pullback here in these names, and maybe we'll look to get involved there.
All right, let's get this going here. Each year, over 3.8 million concussions are reported in the U.S., yet there is no FDA-approved treatment. With NYSE-listed Oragenics, OGEN, is changing that with its first in-class intranasal drug designed for rapid brain access. So, guys, very, very important stuff here. With the concussion treatment market projected to be reaching $8.9 billion by 2027, Oragenics is uniquely positioned to lead the way. Scan the QR code right there to learn more about OGEN. Again, ticker OGEN on NYSE ARCA. So check out OGEN today. Get a little more educated there about the concussion. We like we said, we had Brett Favre on there. You and I, big supporters of hockey and things like that. And with more and more of this stuff happening, it was interesting what Brett said there about there's no way he let kids play football, just based on what he knows. So I thought that was pretty interesting to hear that. So, definitely some important stuff happening there with Oragenics. So make sure you do check that out. Okay, I just want to say, because we are close to getting in, I put that order in for Apple to see if we can break long on that. You know what? No matter what people think about, Nvidia, or what people think about, the report that's imminent, I think there's going to be some FOMO for it. I think traders will want to get long heading into the print. So I could see the market battling back just a little bit here. So
with Nvidia,
yeah, and I think that will lift the market.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
I mean,
that's where that play for Apple I think is relatively important. I think it's a 240 break, and then we use like 239.50 or so, give it about 50 cents, and we see if that can work there to the upside. So I'm a fan here. I like this trade happening for Apple. That could come in sooner rather than later. I just wanted to bring that up to everyone's attention in case it does come through. It's a trade that I'm happy with. Okay, China, this and that. All right, it's your time to shine very, very soon here because we're going to be talking about crypto in just a couple of seconds. Let's go over to Sharif and figure out what the story is with BTC.
The bleeding continues, Sean. We're down right now on IBIT anyway, below $48. Bitcoin trading around 84,000 and change. This headline is from yesterday. We saw over $1 billion of net outflows out of these Bitcoin spot ETFs yesterday. I'm willing to bet you there's probably an equal amount that outflow today. We'll have to wait until tomorrow, guys. But the bleeding is on and the sell-off is on. Bitcoin breaking through 90.
We got long Apple, but go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, I mean, just referring to Bitcoin here, and we all know about the ETF as well, too, guys. It was one of the more successful launches of an ETF. But then now those tables have slightly turned here as we have record outflows coming out in this name, over $1 billion. Over the past couple of days and even over the previous session. So with this name, I was referring to it. I was telling you guys multiple times. Katina Man said that. I said, once we break through this 91K, we're going to eventually head to the downside. Look what we have from a technical perspective as well, too, folks, is that we have that double top. And I mentioned this before, with the inability to construct a new high, something was not adding up right. I was looking for this hammer candle to hold, and it hasn't been the case whatsoever. It's not looking pretty in this space here. And I bet if Bitcoin's getting slacked, some of these altcoins and these meme coins are losing people a lot of money, and that's not something I'm not a part of here. So for me, the next target is, are we going to come back and retest this breakout area of that 73,000? And I mean, we can go back to that in a session. We know that Bitcoin can put in those $8,000 to $10,000 days, and it can happen to the downside as well. With this momentum stepping in, I wouldn't be surprised if within the next couple of weeks we come back and we test this breakout level again, Sean.
Yeah, what's up, Dr. Marin there? He's saying, what about NVIDIA 200 that we were talking about? I mean, I think NVIDIA can close in and around that 134, 135 area. Then you get that 10 or so % move upside. Then you're into the 145, 150 area. Then we open up tomorrow and we see what winds up happening. I mean, I can't predict what I think is going to happen with the stock market. I just know that I do like the stock. We are into Apple. All right. Now, as far as IBIT is concerned, look, man, we had that short early. We talked about 87,000 being relatively key. I either got to use a little bit less shares or give myself a little bit more room. But this was a punch out that I'm completely fine with, right? And what I mean by that is like when you get stopped out, you get stopped out. This is not a big hit at all. But we were looking short today on IBIT, so I'm going to say congratulations. Hit the sirens up there. We were going to go short on crypto. It didn't work out. And it just worked out late. The whole market's giving back a little bit. And we've been saying this for a minute. The more Bitcoin, first of all, Apple's fallen back through a little bit, nothing to worry about, but we still are in that. We hadn't got any out. Only went 10 cents in the money. We didn't take it out. Now it's 15 cents against us. So we'll wait for that. But if you're going to pull down Apple. See, now I'm back and forth with this. Here's the Bitcoin chart right now. And again, just looking at what we're talking about, there's that 200 period moving average. We asked, was it going to get to 82,000 before week's end? Right? Looks like that's going to be a yes. I mean, you're down to 84 right now. We did get back going. If we drop this into just an hour chart or something like that, we did have a decent move back right here into 89,000. This was just at the beginning of the day. And then we dropped off. We bumped up a little bit to 88 or so around 10, 11 o'clock. And then since then, man, it's been 3 straight. This is just an hour candle. So 3 straight down hours right now and trying to close out now. See if we get a little bit of a bounce. So if you're going to play long, I think that's 83,350 right there. That's been the most recent bottom. So, a play to look at right there for Bitcoin is this 83,350. We'll see what happens. BTC right now, nice downside play.
What do you think Max Payne is in this? Sub 70?
Let's just look here. I mean, I was going to look. I mean, I think for that one, we got to definitely look at a daily chart there. Max Payne? Okay, so I think the max, pardon me? Yeah, I think the max Payne with Bitcoin's a little bit different, and I'll tell you why. There are so many traders that will hold it forever.
Ever.
And we talked about Obi, we talked about other people around here, like myself, that will be holding it forever. So what does max Payne mean exactly? I just think it's for people that are maybe over-levered, then yeah, you're going to fall right back in here into 70, 71,000, and then I think that's going to be a problem. But ultimately, maybe a drop through 55,000 or so. What's up, Randy? That could be a drop down in through there. That could be a problem. I don't...
Yeah.
I mean, how many, maybe that's a poll, how many of us are actually trading levered Bitcoin products right now? And I just think that if you're in crypto, then you have the mentality probably of holding it
of hodl, right? Of just straight hodl. But I agree with you, this hodl stuff, but at what point is like hodl like, okay, maybe we should just avoid this kind of meme craze hodl and then just actually just play the technicals of the underlying assets that we're in, right? It's just like, okay, yeah, I hodled it. I had unrealized gains of 20K. I gave it all back. And then, but I'm just, cause I'm team hodl, you know what I mean? So it's just like.
Team hot to go?
Yeah, you know what I mean? So it's just like, yeah. For me, it's like, okay, I have a lot in the long-term account, and losing unrealized gains isn't fun. And it's like, okay, at what point do I just treat this as another underlying asset, get out of the space, wait for price to come back down, and if I'm really true hodl, I can get a better price and then appreciate even a little bit more than what it was previously. So
where's your max?
My max Payne is back into 70s.
70s.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah, like low 70s and 69 max. I mean, like I'll take whatever it is, and then if it goes into that range, I'm gonna look for it to go slightly lower, and then just get back in again.
That's crazy what just happened to me right here.
So,
no, I'm glad that we just got that filled because I was about to lose my mind again. This came right back into the 50 period. We just put on the exact same amount of shares, and now our average price is 84. I didn't even, you asked me the question. It's my bad. I should have had offers out there. I would have got something out. We normally get things out for about 10 cents, so now we have an upsized position on Apple. We'll see. It almost faded out again for us. So Apple right now, we're trying to take a little bit out as we go. So I do have another offer there in the 90s to get some more out of Apple. Hopefully we're able to do that. But yeah, so that's that trade right now. FXI is not doing too much. And AMD, we did cover more there because we decided to flip long, obviously, on that Apple. So if we're going to go long the market, I'm not going to hold on to AMD. My max Payne for this one is the 200 period. So breaking above 105 right now, which I hope happens, that will get stopped out of AMD. Just so everybody knows, I have literally, I mean, you can see the different share sizes here. Yeah. That's my AMD price. Share size, that's my Apple share size. Yeah. So we are more than 20 times the shares right now of Apple. So let's see if that one can get going to the upside. Good little fill there. So because we're a little oversized right now, we should start to get a little bit more out here on Apple. We were not expecting that dip buy opportunity. Let's take advantage of that though when it's there.
Yeah, for sure. For sure, guys. We're going to hop into some Amazon as well, too. I'm looking for a potential bottom in this name. Attempted it a couple times, and it just continued to want to go to the sell side. So that's something we need to be weary. We were up multiple percent, closer to 4 or 5% in this name, and now gave back all those gains from yesterday. I'm not going to hit panic mode 2 yet on the swing, just yet on the swing trade. But I'm going to be weary, right? And it's my job to be more than alert. We have stops in place, but you can see that within this trade, we look to add. And with this specific add here, I'm looking for that test of the high day and the break of it. And then once we break the volume weighted average price, I got to get out of Dodge on this name and just reassess the situation. Then we have some more indecision here as well too. And I'm like, okay, let me try another long here. We've been trading above the volume weighted average price for the majority of the session. I'm looking for that elastic effect in that indicator, and it just didn't happen. It broke, that elastic snapped, and then now we're continuing to the downside. But again, we have some indecision in this name around these lows, and now we've broke through that 5-minute opening range to the downside. Now I'm going to continue to look for this bounce, and hopefully we get it. I'm not expecting it to trade all the way back to the volume weighted average price because I think that's going to ask a little bit bit much. We know that we had some names like Apple and NVDA giving up some returns as well too, Apple being devastated. So again, it's just like, let's wait, and if the market isn't going to rally, we have to be prepared for it, because around these times of the day, it's more of a slower burn. It's a slow grind, and you have to be extremely patient if you're looking for that move to the top side. That momentum is waved out. We only have about that momentum for the first hour and a half, 2 hours of the day, and then it's more just like slowly grinding, and you have to be weary because you can get wicked out multiple times, and that happened to be the case here in Amazon for me. So yeah, we'll wait and see. 214.50 is going to be the target, and we're going to hold until then.
All right. Yeah, we got, I mean, first of all, spin it right now. I mean, good trading, obviously, on Apple there. As not good trading by me, but it came back into the 50-period moving average, and then we just did this, like able to get bunch out on that top side. So we're more than happy with sort of what we just saw and what just witnessed there on Apple. So far so good on that trade. Let's see if it can hold. I was like, no, because it looked like it didn't want to hold. 240 there. Let's see if it can get going back there to the upside. So right now, yeah, man, we have notionally a very, very big position on, but we're already out of 40% of it here on Apple. So yeah, man, we're really hoping. We're at 15s, man. If we can get that, that'd be pretty nice as well. Give me that, yes, sir. Oh boy, right now, this is a big trade for me. Joe. So
that's a good one, man.
You know, we talked about that, and good little reload there. You know, you saw the share size. It was decent share size for me anyways on that trade. All right, what's going on with FXI? Well, there we go again. Let's see if we can get a little bit of diamond hands on this one. Although I just joke about this because we just took out some levels there on the 50-period moving average. Look, man, I wish this would move a little bit quicker for us, but we'll sit there, see if we can get some more outs now on FXI. There we go. So we get a 39 fill. We'll see if we can get a little bit more than that as we start to go upside now through 39s. We get a couple part fills. Hey, look, I'm not going to lie. Using BYX right there with the Ys, so you could see my fills. So it is what it is. We'll get out right now. We're out of about less than 10% of that trade. Good upside move there as well. Apple just touched 20s, so I'm going to get a little bit more out as Apple's trying to get going upside right now. You know, you got to take advantage when you're right, because when you're wrong, it's Max Payne situation for me, because I let the trade go against myself and then I punch out.
Yeah. And
if we don't punch out a winners, then it's kind of like reverse psychology there and it starts to hurt. Yeah. So we'll wait to see here what's going on with Apple, taking out a little bit more now, sub 240. It's going to be already close to, my number one stock is going to be AMD, but Apple's right back in the spot as well. So far so good on that one. Let's wait to see if we can get a little bit more profit though here on Apple, and to see if we can return back up to that 240 area. Just noticing that we had some issues up there, right? We got as high as 64, 65 on the RSI. Let's see if we can push that upper boundary one more time on that. Come on, FXI. There it is. There it is. Yes, sir. Dang. We get the 40s as well. So DJ Collins says there's another one, and we'll do a little bit of money back as we're running through on that one. Let's go, FXI. Some nice upside plays right here happening right in front of us. So maybe FXI does get going, and we have a nice little win for us here as well. And then Apple's trying to go. So yeah, so far so good here today, man. We've been really putting on something now. So let's go Apple upside.
Yeah, for sure. And one thing I want to point out, guys, we have a pretty stellar earnings report list this evening. So with the likes of NVIDIA, Snowflake, Salesforce, C3 AI, and Marathon Digital, and I believe Mara is one of the more popular names here. I guess a lot of them are like with NVIDIA, but this Bitcoin miner is not looking good whatsoever. And we'll just take a look at this thing from a daily perspective as well too, and just look at this price action. Sean and I were talking about the vehicle, like the car industry just being almost uninvestable. And as of this, from a history standpoint, this is leaning towards that as well too, with the likes of Riot, Mara, and some of these other names as well. And it's like, okay, what is going to happen? I'm curious to margins, right? Because now it's going to cost more. These Bitcoin mining rigs are using a lot of energy. They're getting much better, so you need to buy more. You need to update your computers. The cost of energy is extremely high. I'm pretty sure Marathon's based in Florida as well too. So to keep these computers cool, these rigs cool, it costs a lot of money. And now that with the having of Bitcoin, you're receiving less. So again, let's see what happens in this name. I don't think the report is going to be fantastic considering how the previous price action's been, but that's something that I'm going to be looking forward to. So we'll pack our patience on this name. These are my two big ones that I'm looking at is NVDA and Mara, and then we're going to take it from there and see where the price brings us. So
all right, we're lucky enough to get all locked and loaded here with yet again a very special guest today. Let's throw it over the desk with Brendo.
Bang.
All right, time to learn something, guys. It's nuclear, I mean, the entire industry, but SMRs a little bit as well. I'm really happy to be sitting beside Jason Barnard, CEO of Foremost Clean Energy. Welcome to Toronto, first off.
Thank you.
And welcome to the studio. It's good to, we were talking a little bit off camera, it's good to have a face-to-face conversation instead of on Zoom.
Yes, it is. Thanks for having me, Brandon.
Yeah, it's good to get a little more information about the company and the industry in general. It's been a really hot topic since the beginning of this year, going into the latter part of 2024.
Yes.
Let's start high time frame, high picture here. Give us an overview of Foremost.
Foremost Clean Energy is highly leveraged to uranium. So we are in the uranium business, and which is connected to nuclear power.
Right.
So nuclear power is one of the hottest mega trends on the planet.
Yeah.
And when you are seeing high demand for electricity power, you also will need that fuel, which is the uranium that goes in. Foremost has 10 properties located in the Athabasca Basin.
Yep.
And the Athabasca Basin is a highly prolific area known for some of the highest grade uranium deposits in the world. They're sometimes 10 to 20 times the grades in the rest of the world. We also are partnered with Denison Mines. They are a 20% shareholder of Foremost. They recently participated, took a good chunk of our $10.5 million financing, which allows us to go and explore and drill on our uranium properties. So if you want to be connected to that nuclear power trade, we're an investment you can do that in. And what we're going to do, our budget is $6.5 million to go and drill. And what we'll do is bring a lot of shareholder value and growth to the company in the clean energy space.
Let's talk a little bit about the process here, because a lot of people watching might be hearing this for the first time, might not have done their homework or researched this industry at all. Talk a little bit about how uranium has just, in, as we said, past 6-8 months kind of thing, become such a hot topic and why it's so critical to this clean energy push.
Yeah, well, uranium is a hot topic. There's currently a supply deficit in uranium.
Yep.
So already it looks to be a secular bull market. The deficit is about 25%. And so that bodes well for uranium as a commodity. And that's why we were able to pivot. We also own lithium assets, but our main focus is our uranium assets with our partner, Denison Mines. And what you will see going forward, because of the high demand for power by AI, data centers, and the huge demand that the new NVIDIA chips and what's going on in the world will have on the power grid and power, you'll see more and more big days where Trump is very positive on nuclear power so far as, especially when it's connected to the technology. Uranium is very small carbon footprint.
Right.
So it is clean in comparison to other forms of electricity. And it's a baseline power. So if you want to compare it to wind or solar, when it's not windy, you don't have power. When it's not sunny, you don't have power. This is consistent power. And if you're Google, Microsoft, and you want to invest into future power, what you want to do is you want to have no carbon footprint. So that's where you want to invest.
A lot of people might have heard the term small modular reactors, or SMRs, as market participants tend to refer to them as. How Does that form factor better suit this overall movement, in your opinion?
Well, it's about demand.
Right.
So the overall movement, it's about demand when it comes to benefiting foremost shareholders and foremost, because we're in the uranium business. Overall, the small nuclear reactors will make for a high demand on uranium, and what they will do is it will make it very easy for power to come to specific locations. So the small nuclear reactors have, what they've done is they've used technology to make it safe, and these things should be on stream soon enough and delivering the kind of power that the AI and the data centers and the new world order needs.
Yeah, and there's lots of countries around the world already not only utilizing the SMR technology, but have it up and running. What do you see as far as North America, Canada, or the US specifically, a timeline for maybe implementation of that tech?
That tech is a while to come on stream, but all the investments going into it are happening now. That tech will sort of coincide with these big data centers because they take time to put together too. All of that demand, by the way, on uranium is not factored into the current supply deficit. So that's just going to create even more demand in an industry, uranium that is already not delivering enough uranium to the world. So people watch the spot market, they think, oh, geez, is there no demand? That's a small percentage of uranium that trades worldwide. And I think you'll see that'll all work itself out because the higher, the long-term contracts on uranium are all pointing higher. For instance, NextGen, who just did a $1.6 billion deal, just 5 million pounds, but they sold uranium at a floor of 80 and a ceiling of 150. So when you have long-term contracts heading higher and higher like that, staged higher and higher, it tells you where the commodity is heading. So when the SMRs, the small nuclear reactors, come on stream, it'll be even more of a drain on the current uranium supply, and we need a lot of it. So that's what benefits foremost, and we plan to be delivering uranium to the market just in time for that.
When you look out to maybe the rest of 2025, I mean, you mentioned the arrangement with Denison. What do investors have to look forward to as we head into the latter part of this year?
Well, what they have to look forward to is drill, baby, drill. So we have done our raise. We raised $10.5 million. We have $6.5 million in our budget, ready to drill, drill-ready and discovery-ready properties. So catalyst going forward, watch for uranium drilling. We currently will be going into Hatchet Lake again. We just came out with some holes from Hatchet Lake. We got over 2% uranium on that property before. We've got 10 properties. So we are not just a company that has one property, one and done. We've got 10 properties. We've also got help technically from Denison. We've got a good technical team. We trade on the NASDAQ. They trade on the NYSE, and at some point there may be a halo effect, so anybody that wants to come along and own uranium, which I think is in a secular bull market, can do so through Foremost Clean Energy. You
mentioned it, FMST, the ticker, guys, on the NASDAQ, FAT, if you're here in Canada, on the CSE. Jason Barnard, CEO of Foremost Clean Energy. Enjoy PDAC.
Yes.
And enjoy Toronto.
Yes.
I'm glad you could stop by this afternoon. Good to see you.
I'm happy to be here. Thank you very much, Brendan.
All right, there it is, man. Thank you so much for that interview. Foremost Clean Energy. We've been talking about them for a while. It's great to hear right from the horse's mouth. So thank you so much for all of that. And I mean, we've talked about who's powering these Data centers. Where is it coming from? There's just another little minor name that you can have a quick look at. Nice to see funding secured, right? That's the important thing there.
Well, it's funny because I was thinking to myself, I was like, okay, we know with the new administration down south and the potential one coming up here in November in Canada, I was curious to how much that's going to affect Foremost in a positive or negative way. And from the sounds of it, it's going to be extremely positive. So that's something positive. Canada unlocking its natural minerals, and I think that's something that we need here. Take advantage of that stuff, no?
Yeah. And it's nice to get in on ground levels there. So we want to thank Foremost for coming out. Make sure you do check it out, FMST. So thank you so much, and good luck at the conference. Lots of stuff happening here.
Lots of stuff, man.
We'll have Raheem Alani come through probably tomorrow, I believe, and he'll talk more about that. Or maybe he's at these conferences again. It's a mining conference. That's what PDAC is. So it's a big one coming through every year here in Toronto. Of course, I never got invited, but it's all right. It's all good.
So you're invited to the Money Show, though. You didn't know that?
Yeah,
the Money Show.
I'm invited to that?
Yeah, you didn't know?
No, I didn't know.
All
Thanks,
right,
man.
there you go. I just invited you.
Oh, good, man. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. You got a booth? You got a booth?
Yeah, we got a booth, man. We're going to get a booth. Yeah.
What's it called? Joe's Options?
Yeah, Joey Options.
Joey Options.
Show, pull up to the Money Show. We'll be there. We'll be there, man.
I know Sharif's going to the gun show.
Yeah, he's already been going to the gun show. He's got multiple booths there, I think. So.
Man, to have no kids and tons of free time.
Where's that guy?
No. He works really hard. He doesn't have too much free time. Trust me on that one.
Yeah, but when you're in the gym, you don't have too much free time.
Yeah, no. I'm actually excited to get back in there. We've taken a little bit of a break until, I don't know. I still feel like, you got to get in there,
get sweating. That's what I'm
going to do tomorrow. I'm just going to go tomorrow. I was just like, I didn't have that much energy, and I didn't want to hurt. I don't know. Sharif was the one who sort of mentioned this. You don't want to hurt yourself. You go in there not feeling. Neil had mentioned too. This guy lives and breathes on his watch there. So he's if his heart rate is a little off, he won't even work out or anything like that. No, but
we're not making fun of it. But seriously,
but that's what I'm saying. To more experienced, workout plans is that you don't want to do that if you're not feeling 100%.
No, for sure. So
part of it, but we feel good. We're gonna get back in there tomorrow. Get that swimming going. You know what I mean? My daughter just tonight. She was already at the arena this morning, 5:30, and then tonight she's got baseball, so she's gonna be hitting.
Is it indoor?
Back in there, man. Yeah, she's gonna be there at the batting cages. So I gotta fly almost as soon as 4:30 is dropped.
You're a busy guy over there, man.
Dude,
Is the boy still snowboarding?
Yeah, man. Yeah. So listen to this. Sunday we got to drop him off at 7:15ish.
At Blue.
No, down here.
Okay.
And then he takes a bus up with a whole bunch. So
okay.
We got to do that. And then I'm driving basically right behind the bus all the way up to Aurelia for a 9 a.m. The game is 10, but dry land starts at 9. So I got a Sunday morning where we're off. The Katina clan is off.
Wow.
Sunday morning, 7 a.m., snowboarding. I'm not complaining. I mean, if I didn't have this to do, I'd have nothing to do.
Right.
So, all right. Tonight, man, tonight's going to be big time earnings. Just so I don't have to look for it, Adair, if you could send me the earnings calendar, and then we'll show that. Adair does a great job of putting together an absolutely fantastic earnings calendar, and I want to make sure that everybody can see that. So we'll show that to you very, very soon, and with expected earnings and everything like that, NVIDIA, Snowflake, CRM, all coming through tonight. Should be an exciting one. All right. As we had Foremost on there, Apple is doing its best to try to get going. We got some great outs, man. And I was getting excited here. Ramin asked me if I was doing okay. And I said, no, not really. And it was just because Apple was finally going there. And then it stopped. As the bell tolls right there. And wow, and I said to Joe, only to have been able to hold the full load all the way up. But again, I placed support and resistance. We came into something that I thought was past support, and we sort of emptied out the clip there. And happy that we did, obviously, but would have been happier up there. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to find different tools where I know that potentially the move has been exhausted and where to get out. So this is these RSI. I'm gonna keep watching it. Every time we touch the 70 mark right here is gonna signal to me a little bit overbought. So we didn't quite get there. So I think I would have emptied it out if we would have got into that area. So we'll wait to see if that does happen now as we look for a little bit higher profit-taking opportunities here on Apple into the day. FXI, let's go.
Bang.
Bang, a little bit of bang. We bought that dip on it. Thank you to T-Money, who in the chat was like, yo, it's coming down to your levels. And it literally came right into the exact level that we had. Well, actually, we wrote down 36.25, but came into that level. So we did take a bid on that, and that's working out pretty good. We're able to get out more of AMD here as the day goes. So we got some more out there at 70s. Now we're trying to go higher. Like I said, I kind of want this to break through right now. Although we only have 20% left of our Apple trade, we're still here for it. So there's another out on Apple there at 30s. We'll see if it can go a little upside right now. AAPL is what I'm cheering for now. See if we can get a downside push, upside push in Apple, and then not really worry at all about AMD. The stop here is 10 cents from now, breaking through 105. So like Tesla would be the one that I'm interested in. Oh boy, you know, some famous trader has coined that. And oh boy is right when you're looking at what Tesla's been doing. So straight destruction to the downside. There's been many names that have had, I don't want to like say that, you know, Tesla's the only name here. We've seen AppLovin, we've seen a lot of these names like a Palantir, like a Tesla that got really excited and just lost the froth on this. Tesla hasn't had very many good stories recently, and I think you just got to wait for one. And when you get one, it will run. Yeah. You know, like I really thought, I saw the problem with X, like I really like Twitter and everything right now. I don't know how much you're on it or not.
No, I'm not on it very often.
Okay, probably a good thing. I'll tell you, it's very influenced now by the powers that be. You know, like if Elon tweets anything, it's coming right to the top of your feed.
Right to the top.
If there's anything like I feel like more conservative, it does kind of come to the top. And it's almost like, am I even following these people or not? It's like you get a lot of suggested content like that. So what I'm saying like that, and I'm going to talk about it in sort of a good way here, is that I feel that once there's going to be good news for Tesla, I feel like it's going to be all over the place. So like looking at robo-taxis, looking at potentially the Waymo effect and things like that, I think Tesla's going to have another day, and it's going to be pretty soon, where you're going to get a capitulated move to the upside on a good story. I wonder when that story is coming and what exactly it's going to look like.
Exactly.
But for right now, there's just so much pressure on the name.
I agree with you, and I think under this name here, Sean, it gets like that cult-like price action behind it, right? You get that cult-like following in this name, but when it really starts to sell off, it's tough to hold on to it, especially with a high beta name like Tesla. So by all means, can it get rolling again? Absolutely, and I do believe it will. Once that fleet in Austin is fully released, I think that could put a flame up under it as well too. And we know that it's nothing for this thing to put in $50, $60 days when it starts to really, really pick up some steam. So one thing I'll be keeping an eye out on is Tesla, but until then, I'm not going to put it in the realm of AMD or anything along those lines, but you got to take into consideration when you're down 40% off of those all-time highs, you got to take a look at it and be like, hey, what is going on with this, and what is that next catalyst going to be? And we're just waiting for it here. FSD is still, I guess, around the globe, quite a ways away, and you have the likes of Waymo and other companies, and that company specifically, kind of outpacing Tesla in that autonomy race. So again, it's like, what are we going to do, and what is that next catalyst necessarily going to be? I think we just have to pack our patience on it and be ready to withstand the volatility. Because I mentioned before, it's a high beta name, and sometimes these pullbacks are like, okay, should I be into it? And I know that conversation comes up a lot, and here on the floor, a lot of us would agree. It's like, okay, it's not just a car company, it's a data collection company. It can be whatever you want to call it, but sometimes when it puts in these types of moves and continues to have these massive sell-offs and takes 4 years to put in a new all-time high, it's hard to not think, because I'm only human, is like, okay, is it only a car company? And I believe Elon himself said, yeah, the stock price is it's too expensive. And I don't know what he necessarily means by that. But hey, again, tough space. I do believe it's more than a car company. It's just you got to be really, really patient with this name. So yeah, and that's all I'm going to do is just be patient with it. It's my third largest holding in my account, so I have no other option but other than to either just realize whatever gains I may have left, because I'm in a good price. Positioning is extremely important too on this type of ticker. So how much am I willing to give up here? And we're getting to that point where it's like, you know what? Maybe we're just going to wait. Maybe we'll lock in some profits and then just look to buy back at a lower price, because that's what I like to do, my friend. So
another leg down. Yeah, good analysis there. Thank you, Joe, for all of that. I mean, I thought people were asking about where to get involved, and we always look at the 200 period moving average And it's worked out well. That's down at 280 for Tesla. Okay, so this is the thing about trading, Joe. It's like I sit here and I sort of bitch and complain about like I don't have enough shares when it rips to the upside. You know, but at the same time, like it saves you from what's happening right now to Apple. And I told you we only had 20% left. Since that comment, we got another piece out there at 25s. If we can come over here, just quickly, I'll show everybody. We got a piece out right there. Then once it broke the 50 period, we got out there through 240. So now we still have a small piece left. We have 10% left of this name. So, you know, happy with how we sort of performed here with Nvidia, with Apple. And yeah, so that's going to be just a play for me right there. We're going to wait to see if it breaks through 50, and then we'll get out of Apple. And actually, I got to reset that stop. So 239.49. It's very, very simple. We'll put that stop in there and make sure that that does trigger out. Again, out of some there. We talked about FXI. You know, that shelf right now breaking. Another leg lower looks to be the case. Look, the net's not going up as much as it was when Apple was going, but I mean, at least we did this as well. Okay. We're able to hold on to AMD. And if I was looking short, there's the setup for AMD right at VWAP. So bang, for anybody that was on that one. Almost got stopped out. So, you know, we were a tick away again from banging our head against the table because we would have got stopped out there and we wouldn't have been able to absorb or take all of this down to the downside. So another winner coming through. That's 80 cents there on AMD. But like I said, you know, we had more shares in Apple. So we were happy with that trade, and AMD is still going to be my P&L number one. All right, Adara's going to send me the tweet when she gets a second, and then we will go over all of that, and we'll figure out what's going on with the earnings calendar and whatnot today. So we'll have a look. We do know that Beyond Meat is going to be on there. This is one that, what? I haven't looked at this in a minute, dude.
Yeah, I mean,
$3.50 for BYND.
Yeah,
this was $180 or $90, man, during COVID for sure, and when they came out. Wow. Okay, 42. Good number.
In short float. Wow.
So there you go, man. Beyond Meat right now coming through today. We'll see if they can put some surprises in that number, but right now, not looking great there. No. BYND, man, 42% right now. Oh, what just happened? That's SMCI. Okay, 50-51 coming through again. So I'm looking for Beyond Meat tonight. What we're looking at right here, I'll just go over to the note that Adara made, and I'll be able to show you. I can show you. I might just have to go find the calendar. I'll get it in a second. BYND right now, 405 expected coming out. EPS of minus 44 cents with an implied move of over 10%. So for right now, yeah, not great. So right into there, we'll figure it out. Perfect. We will look at that in 1 second. Adara has sent the tweet. So here it is. Thank you, Adara. I'll pull it up right now, and let's have a quick look to see what's going on. So here it is, man. Adara put this together. That's why I want to show it. There it is. Lots happening there today. So pre-market, we had lows. We talked a little bit about that. Stellantis. We can have a look at those names, but it's tonight, man. It's Nvidia. It's Beyond Meat. It's Teladoc. It's C3 AI. It's Salesforce. Salesforce going to put up a big number, I feel like. Revenue expected over $10 billion. So that should be exciting there with an implied move of 10%. You know, the implied move for Nvidia, 10% as well. So we'll see if that can get going. Tomorrow morning, also Vistra. I mean, another energy name there coming through. Warner Brothers Discovery, Norwegian. I mean, there's lots of plays coming. And then join me again tomorrow night as we will have Dell and Clover Health and SoundHound, some other big ones. Ooh, there's everyone's favorite. Duolingo, and then My Scale, You Scale, We All Scale, New Scale comes SMR, as we just had that great interview with Brendo there, coming at the end. So I want to thank everybody one more time for staying with us here today and join all of us. I mean, you'll still be here, but it'll be Sharif, myself, and Adara on the recap show, and where we'll go over all of those live trades first thing. So far, so
eBay reports this evening as well.
Oh, they do? I missed them.
Yeah. You did. I don't think I've ever bought anything off of eBay, to be frank with you.
Yeah, there it is. eBay looking at revenue, $2.58 billion. I think eBay's a thing in the past. I used to use it back in high school, so.
I think it was one of the first e-commerce businesses, right? But I just think there's bigger and better now. Do you?
I think it's good for like Pokemon cards.
Okay, all right.
Right, Fabian? There we go. Magic cards. Yeah, see.
Old gear.
Yep.
Old and obsolete. All right, so you're thrifting.
People able to hear that, by the way?
Thrifting, maybe.
I feel like we should always hear these guys because that was good stuff. Yeah, he was just saying that anything old, obsolete, things you're looking for.
Yeah,
I think baseball cards, different sports memorabilia.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
You know, I don't know. How do you feel about that? Like, I feel strange about buying that kind of stuff, and because
what is the like?
Oh, because of the authenticity.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So you want that card? You want the authenticity
card?
But
so what? I'll make you an authenticity card.
So let me ask you this. So you know how Logan Paul owns like a $3 million Charizard?
Yeah, and he wore it down to the ring.
Yeah. Are you buying that if you have that type of money?
Yeah.
You're gonna buy a Charizard?
That just shows that how stupid I am and how much money that I have.
Yeah, exactly, right?
No, it's like,
you're just willing to buy these cards.
I'd like to do the research on that. Like, I don't think I would definitely. You know, when I'm joking, I would never spend $3 million on a card, but I just would like to have that problem.
Yeah, right.
But the thing is like, look at all those people that bought NFTs.
That's insane.
You know, those have turned out to be absolute. I mean, you guys tell me. I don't know. What were those NFTs that everyone was buying?
Non-fungible tokens. Yeah, like that.
Yeah, I know.
The monkey one, right? You're referring to?
Yeah, the one that Justin Bieber bought one for like $1 million. People were buying like spaces so they could live beside Snoop Dogg.
Yeah.
What were those
thought
ones?
that was going to be.
They were very depixelated. What were those things?
I actually thought that. Yeah, Bored Apes. Bored Apes.
Yeah.
I mean,
I got involved with some of those. I got involved with Top Shot.
Yeah.
The NBA cards.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, those. I mean, I flipped some of those, just having some fun.
Yeah.
The wife was in Zed Run. Some of the was racing horses and stuff, and you could win like Ethereum and stuff.
No way.
Yeah, it was just fun for the time. I think they've all gone down to zero.
Essentially,
at
right?
this point. But
Well,
like
people were calling them JPEGs at the end of the day, right?
Online gambling.
It's like JPEG, right? I could take a screenshot and pretty much still own.
I mean, if someone wants to send me a Bored Ape, I'll take a shot.
Right.
I one time got the Meta World Peace ones, and they sent me a jacket. I wear the jacket sometimes. It's one of those. I'll show it. It has the NFT on the back. It means it's basically just stamped like a big loser on the back.
That's funny.
At the end of the day. All right, man, the NASDAQ right now, just to talk a little bit of shop right now, NASDAQ looks like it does want to hold that bottom, so I think we'll be right about most things as far as holding on to Apple. We were able to get out of some AMD. I'm going to take advantage of getting out a little bit more right now. There we go, we just put a bid there. Got some out at 36. Take advantage of that move down. Let's check out the big dog. It's already 310 or 306. So hopefully, you know, remember 350 are these imbalances. We'll check out what's going on with Nvidia. You know, catching a little bit of slack for anybody that's thinking long on Nvidia because it definitely hasn't been there today. So we'll wait to see what happens. It did get going early, and then now it's just been a fade day. So we were in and out of it now. We've been zeroed on Nvidia today. It's not a win nor a loss. And nice move to the downside. Just trying to find out like where there's some support. I don't really see any support here, to be honest with you, on Nvidia. I mean, if we drop down $3, people will be crying in the chat. So, you know, I don't know if that's going to happen or not there. That's 126. A 10% move isn't huge. There's lots of names that have those implied moves. So I feel pretty okay with waiting for that to happen today and then judging it after that because there's going to be some big time plays off of that. You look at a name like a Micron. I think that being sub 100 is pretty interesting. We'll see if that can get going later on today as well, up 4%. So, you know, that's another name that could get going. Look at that drop off of 100 today. So, you know, some plays that are really reflected of the overall market. SMH has made all-time highs a while ago, and it's been doing nothing for quite a while. There. For some reason, that's not blowing up for me. So let me just drop down to our ETF look here on eSignal. I mean, its high was all the way back into here, man, July of 24. You're still a ways off now, man. You're like 8-9 months away from the highs in the SMH. Looks pretty choppy, right? I mean, this is what's been happening. So it's been dead money for a minute sitting here in some of these plays. So we'll have to wait to see if SMH can get going there today as well. But a couple 3 straight down days there. An ETF that I've been involved with, and I should have bought more, I guess, on the dip, but I'm actually not even sure what the price is. It's still low. So XBI did have a move to the upside. And again, this is a biotech name. I actually, now that I see where this is right now, getting the itches to maybe buy a little bit more of XBI as we fall back into this area, but it did reject off the 200 period again. Just trying to diversify a little bit. We talked about maybe, like I'm so long Apple and Amazon and all these stocks that, you know, looking to get a little bit more somewhere else. So, all right, nice little battle back there for Apple as it's made its move back up. Let's take advantage of that. Take something out near O's as we just made that move back up into the 50 period moving average. So we like that play. We could have reloaded it there. But again, part of my mistake is, and we all have our own little demons to deal with, is continuously reloading trades. And then therefore, when it's right, it's great. And the reload works fine. But if you do it over and over again, and you know, at some point when it drips down, even if you lose, like I said, you can make all the way back up to the upside. We got out of 80% of this trade. And then now that it falls back down in, you got to watch out, because if you put on that same amount of shares again and then it falls through, you could give all of this back with just one mistake.
Right, exactly.
So not really worth it for me. So we'll get some out more here at the 50-period moving average. You're just in a new position with Amazon, so why don't we explain that?
Yeah, let's see what we got going on here, guys. We got a potential bottom kicking up here on Amazon. We're looking for it to hold, and I'm looking for the genuity in this volume print here as well. So we have that double bottom print, 2 doji candles, and now starting to crawl slightly higher. I told you we were positive about 4% on this name, so I'm looking to hold through, and if we can break that peak here around that 214.50 level, then I think we can be sitting on some pretty pennies, and that's what I'm looking for. We are getting into the latter half of the session, and we don't have much time left, so for us to crawl back that much, it might be a little bit of a push, but any momentum stepping into the market is much appreciated. So that's the game plan on on Amazon. Sorry guys, if we break that double bottom low, then we got to reassess and get out of this trade. So, but one thing that I really want to continue to keep my eyes on, and Sean and I were talking about this, just saying, hey, around that 3:30, 3 o'clock mark, some steam can really start to pick up in NVDA, and that's what I'm looking for to happen. Come that report, you want to see those buyers or sellers, whatever direction this stock is going to head in, to really start to kick in that volume on the lower time frames, start to punch in as well too. So we're going to continue to monitor NVDA here and Amazon, because I mentioned from the beginning of this morning, this was my in-play stock from a specific standpoint. So I'm hoping that this continues to play out. It's unfortunate that we gave back the majority of the gains from this morning, but there's nothing we can do about it. And it's funny because Sean and I were talking about it. It's like, okay, yeah, you have a game plan. You hit this trade once, you hit this trade a second time, but then the third time you're like, hey, I'm going to go heavy and I'm going to buy 10, 15 contracts, and then it doesn't work out. And it's like, okay, the gains from the previous 2 trades no longer are there and you're now negative. So that's slightly something that can be frustrating, guys. But it is what it is. All you got to do is keep those risk measures in place and continue to do so. But guys, let's see what we got going on for earnings. You know, we've been talking a lot about it, but I want to talk a little bit of the expected moves, because you know that the options market prices these in. So with NVDA, we got about a 10.6% expected move, with the previous one being about a 0.5%. So a little underwhelming there on that front. Salesforce has about a 9.1% expected move, and the previous move was about 11% as well too. So those are 2 really big names. I'm looking for Marathon Digital here, but I don't see it quite yet. So when I do find it, I'll definitely keep you guys updated. But one thing that I do want to point out, and we were just talking about it, is eBay, because I've traded this with earnings before multiple times, and the market's pricing in about a 6.6% expected move. But the previous report, it was down about 8.2%. So that is a really, really tough look here on eBay. And another one that I know Josh Brown was involved with at some point is Snowflake. And we're looking at a 12.2% expected move, but the previous move, Sean, was about 32.5%. So that's really exceeding expectations there, and I highly doubt that the options market had a 32% move priced into that report. So we'll keep an eye out on that one. If you can go back to back, that'll be an absolute positive signal for that name. So we got a lot of big names. It's going to be a star-studded evening, and that's why we have that star-studded cast coming with you guys after. So another couple software application companies reporting tonight with the likes of Salesforce and Snowflake too. So one thing that I want to keep an eye on here, guys, is Amazon. We're starting to run into that 214 level. We're only about 15 pennies off here in this name, and I'm going to look to start to piece out quite a bit of shares here. So hopefully this works out. Let's see if we can break 214 and head to the top side, my guy.
All right, what's up, Marty? Yeah, great analysis there. Okay, first of all, new position right now. Thanks, Chris, for that. We appreciate that. That's why we talk about our stops. So we were within a couple pennies of stopped out of both AMD and Apple, and sometimes it works for you. And just get aggressive with your stops. If it again depends on what your trading style is, but for me, yeah, I'm gonna go long on SMR right now. I mean, a little bit of a drip down in here for SMR. Right here, this is the 200-period moving average coming in on the 5-minute chart. Looks like it wants to hold this level. We topped out yesterday right there, right before we ended the day at 3:30, 1770s. So we came back in, we found one. I think we did pretty good looking for this. SMR down on the day, but still up. Up on the day, but definitely a downtrend there. You never really like rejecting the 200, then making new lows. So we'll be cautious with it. We are long right now at 76. I'm going to buy some more at 70, and then we lose 65, we're out. So our stop rate here will be a break of 65 into 64. So for me, that'll be about a 10-cent hit. I'm going to sneeze, which is much easier for me to absorb than anything else. AMD, the same thing, Chris. That stop was right there, man, 105. We didn't have to worry about it because it did come back in. We did get out some more Apple right here as well, and we're just getting a little lighter, man. We did get stopped out. Not stopped out. I pushed that out. Wow, that just came back up to 240. How did I miss that? Oh, I'm at 240.20. Yeah, that's right. Okay. I want to put something out again in the middle of the 90s. And this is part of being on the show. Like, and Joseph and I talked about this. It's like, when I'm not on the show, for example, like we were just sitting here and we just picked out some levels on AMD and then we reloaded it there and we were able to watch out for these levels. So when it came back in, I'm sitting here, we're taking it out. But to be able to sit there and focus on, and now right now I have 4 positions, so it can get a little bit spicy, but that's that's up to me. You got to manage your own stuff there. What's up, Marty? What are you saying over here? Thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Right there. All right. Marty got wicked out so many times today. Hey, welcome to the club on that one. Somehow, okay, let me reread that. I got wicked out so many times today. Somehow, what normally would have been a big day went red for me. Yeah, we need a good trend on Nvidia. So yeah, I mean that. We had that nasty. I can't look. We've all been there. So I'll just say like. Props up, you're a real trader. That's what happens. You put your stops out and you get stopped out, right? And I mean, Marty, honestly, I gave an example yesterday. I got stopped out right here. My stop was 108.61. That high was 108.64. We got stopped out right there. 5 minutes later, it was, 20 minutes later, it was 5 down to 105. That was $3 in the money. This was like a 20-cent hit. So to give that up, that put me red on AMD yesterday. And I recovered, it was fine, but that's a stop out that we all have. If you're getting wicked out too much, what happened?
82,000.
Not quite yet, my guy. But if you do get wicked out, the whole thing is that you just live with it. I don't know. Like I would say this is where we talked about it yesterday. First of all, AMD is now almost $1, so we can almost spin that one. I just think you want to have a controlled head about it all. This is what we were talking about with Obi and stuff like that. I'll be dramatic for the show, like, oh my God, we got stopped out, but and I'll be upset about it because it's real shares and it sucks when you get stopped out. Like you mentioned, some days you'll be shut down, people will be shut down, and it sucks because it's 1 or 2 trades, it's 1 or 2 decisions that will cost you your whole day. Yeah. But at the end of the day, and I said this to you today as well, it's not about how much money you make today, it's about how much money you make tomorrow. Because I could make $1,000 today, $100 today, however much we make today. I could easily lose double that tomorrow, or I could make double that tomorrow. It's where's your confidence? How are you reading the board? How are your stocks reacting? And can you battle back from mistakes? And are the opportunities there? Yep. Because what we're doing today is fine and it's great. What are we going to do tomorrow? Today's almost done.
Yeah, and I agree with you there. Especially, I think it's a little bit different for us here as well, too, on the floor, compared to someone at home who's a retail trader. One thing you don't want to do is just continue to just keep punching keys when you know you shouldn't be. So I think following the rules is extremely important, too, especially if you're a retail trader. But again, it is really important. It doesn't matter what you do. I guess it does somewhat, but it doesn't really matter what you do today. But you got to be ready to be prepared tomorrow, right? And put everything in the past and look to perform once again because it's a new day. Because what you did yesterday, it's like hockey, Sean. I could score 3 goals in a game. I can get a hat trick, and then the next game I could be -4, right? And it's like, okay, well, I'm only as good as my previous game, so I'm -4. I really got to look, try to close my mind, look forward, be forward-looking, and just realize, hey, there's something that I got to do personally, and I think that's going to be the case here with trading. It's okay to get stopped out. It's totally part of the game. This is how it works. Not not every day is going to be green. It's unfortunate. Not every day you're going to have the same opportunities, but you have to be able to take advantage of them when they arise. So yeah, getting wicked out is totally normal. I got shut down the other day as well too, and it's not something that happens very often to me. But what do? I just brush it off my shoulder, say it is what it is, and then get ready to perform the next day, because that's all that matters. That day is now done, and now I have to be forward looking. So I think that's what you have to be as well. Whatever you're trading at a prop firm or you're trading at home, I think you have to be forward looking, and it's really important. But one thing we are going to talk about really quickly, Katina, man. Oh, sorry. Oh, we got an ad read here. All right, fire it up.
We want to thank Foremost for stopping by here today. That is for sure. If you do need more energy, check out Foremost. But I was going to say, if you need more information, check out that QR code right there. Find out everything you need to know about Foremost. Unlock the nuclear renaissance with Foremost Clean Energy, leveraging one of the biggest mega trends on the planet. You're right, it's nuclear energy. Partnered with Denison Mines, we just talked about it, with properties strategically located in the Athabascan Basin, known as the Saudi Arabia of uranium. This undervalued company is poised to capitalize on the exploding nuclear market and offers unparalleled growth potential. The future is nuclear. Foremost is your entry. It's on the NASDAQ under FMST, and of course under the CSE as FAT. So if you have some little Canadian capital lying around, you grab that on the CSE over there and get a quick little look in that space. And I like the space. Do your research, pick the company, but definitely scan that QR code. We want to thank Foremost for coming through today. And I mean, the CEO of a company to come on a show is pretty awesome. So that was a great little rewind back to about 3 o'clock, I believe, with Brendan. You can go check that interview out. It'll be forever up on our stream. So go check that out. Foremost Energy, thank you for stopping by there. And good luck at PDAC, as we do have a big mining conference happening right now here in lovely, sunny, and gorgeous today.
I almost had to wear the shades. Yeah, I almost had to wear the shades today. So
what do we got here? We got 3 degrees, so we're like 40 Fahrenheit.
Yeah, okay.
Today.
So it's starting to warm up there. Yeah, we'll take it. I mean, it was minus for quite some time there. We were in quite a cold stretch. But what's in a cold stretch here, Katina, man, is Bitcoin. We're starting to run into that $82,000 target. And I was surprised. I said, hey, we might hit that today. And we just almost tapped into it. It was about 82,100 was the low here. So we're getting into that waterfall type price action in the Bitcoin space. So not looking pretty, guys. I mentioned time and time again, you can put in those $10,000 sessions, and today it seems to be the case with a high of about 89,000 and a low of about 82,100. So there you go. That's 7K right there, and it's looking like the momentum is continuing to the downside. I'm curious to know who is, okay, we got these outflows coming in the sector ETF, but then we have the likes of Michael Saylor and some of these big miners who own the majority of what is mined, Bitcoin. So who's really selling and who's really moving the price? Because I'm curious to why, when we had those massive inflows, especially within this consolidation phase, is that why aren't we appreciating more? And a lot of people are telling me, well, Joe, you got to understand the amount of capital it takes to required in order to move this asset higher and higher. And I agree with you on that front. But again, I remember reading the news, it's like record inflows, and the price seems somewhat stagnant, so not looking too good. I think by the end of the week here, Sean, if we continue in this trajectory and we continue at this pace, we're definitely going to be heading into that range of that 74, that mid 70 level. So we're going to need that breakout level to hold, or otherwise it can get pretty ugly. And I wouldn't be surprised if we went south of that, and then south of that range is going to be into the 50s, and it's not going to be pretty whatsoever. So
all right, changing good look there. I mean, we were talking about that max pain level in and around 70, so I think there's still a little bit of pain to go on that one. 104, I'm gonna get out if this breaks 104.55s, so we're changing our stop. Our stop was 105. Obviously the price is depreciated, so nice move down. Now we'll use the 50-period moving average to get out. good look there, good hold for us on that one.
Dang.
Nah, man. I mean, Apple's
I forgot you were working on the dramatic pauses there. Wow.
Pardon? yeah, no. We're trying our best. We're trying our best over here. But no, in all honesty, yeah, we are trying to do a little bit of that.
Yeah, a little bit of that, a little bit of that.
Oh, yeah, maybe it's not yet. We'll pause a little bit later. But yeah, no, there goes Apple. So nice little move to the upside, man. I'm proud of this trade, honestly. There's the break there. So what we've added into the toolbox is the break. I got to think of something that rhymes. It's like, so, okay, I'll show you the example right here on the stock. So, okay, here's Apple. We knew we wanted the 240 break because it was right there. The reason why I liked it is that you did have a sloping here, 50-period moving average. Generally speaking, I like it when it breaks the 50-period moving average back to the upside right there, but I don't take it right on that exact break. I mean, trading is more of an art than a science, and anybody that tells you differently has never traded before. So I was just going to say, or they have, and I don't know, we'll see anyways. I mean, actually, you know what, that's not a bad poll. Art or science. Okay, yeah. But now, let me explain to you what I was doing there. So I wanted to look for a level that if we go, like where does it have to break, where potentially traders who are looking to get out, where will they start to cover a trade like this? So if you're to the downside right there, obviously if you're me, you're covering all the way down. But where is that level where you say, if I'm short here, where am I getting out? Well, what about a 240 even level? So we took that break long. And for argument's sake, let's say we took it with 500 shares, okay? So the thing is that generally speaking, when it breaks, and Neil will do this differently, all of us will do different trades all of the time. So that not one way is right. Let's go SMR, starting to cook a little bit. Okay, it's going to be a big afternoon, Joe. But there's the take right back in. So this is the play that I'm talking about. It's the break and then it not going, and they try to get out the weak hands. These hands, my friend, no longer weak.
Ryan Garcia hands.
Something like that.
All right.
More than that.
Tank.
More than Ryan Garcia.
All right, Tank Davis.
Is it Ryan Garcia, that little playboy? He's got the hair going everywhere.
He's a good-looking guy, man. He's a good-looking chap.
I'll take it.
Yeah, all right.
No, but at the end of the day, I mean, he's not a world champion, is he?
No.
Okay, so we're not Ryan Garcia. All right, so then there it goes. So when it comes back down in right there, we're trying to play a character on air. It's so ridiculous. But anyways, so there's the play. I'm pointing to it. So it comes back in. We wait to see what happens at the 50-period moving average. So we sat there with the exact same amount of shares. So that when it came back down in, look, if it was going to continue, we would have got killed. And that's what trading is. You take your shot. I thought Apple was going to have a chance to go. It did do that. It held that bottom. Our stop was at 250, basically. We talked about that. We put that in the chat. So at the end of the day, our average price was nice. When it comes back in, there it goes blowing up to the upside. So trying to withstand some of that, I like that play. And now we get back up to the upside. We'll wait to see what winds up happening right there with Apple. So I'm going to take out another piece. We're lighter and lighter on it, but we did okay. So far, so good. We are going to wait for the imbalances. I think Obi did have a good point. There we have MSCI. So that's going to be coming
on Friday, yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be coming in the next couple of days.
Yeah.
And that should definitely affect the imbalances as well. All right, man, we're trying to show that we can do it everywhere. Here's SMR. We can take some pieces out here. There we go. We offer 83 and we actually, what? I got filled there. I did not. Okay. So 83 was breaking. I offered, and all of a sudden, we just got filled there. Everybody else as well. So there it goes, man. SMR. Look, man, we hit the sirens for this trade. Thank you, my guy. I like this, Joe. I like this.
Yeah.
I don't need to just talk about, getting that support right there. So here it goes, man. Nice move to the upside, bouncing off 75, right up there into the 50-period moving average. And again, we're going to take some more out. So let's just start to top up the day a little bit here with a good play here in SMR. Buying that little dip, we talked about it, why we liked it. We blew up this little chart here, and we showed you that I didn't mind 70s. So our stop was 69. We're long at 76. So right now it's just over, it's about 1.5 to 1 on the risk to reward, right? We've got 9 cents, 10 cents in the money, and our stop was 7 cents. So far so good there with a little bit of a move up. I apologize because it says that at the bottom. I don't apologize for that. I just don't know if you're still in your Amazon.
Yeah, I'm still holding on to this. I'm looking for 214.5. But again, it's a little bit more of a slow burner here, guys. We got to pay attention to that. And I mentioned time and time again, around this time, you got to be ready to kind of hold on to those shares and let things work out. And one thing that Sharif and I always talk about as well is like, okay, you'll be sitting in a trade for hours. The underlying asset it's appreciating. It's working in your favor. And then a matter of 30 seconds to a couple minutes, all those returns are gone and you're just scratching your head. So at that point, you got to just ask yourself, okay, are you comfortable, willing to take out some of those profits on the way up and then not hold as much of the position as you previously were? And unfortunately, I think that's going to be the case here in Amazon. So I got to really look to take some off here because we are sitting at that 214 level and we continuously reject it. So at one point, do I have to tell myself like, hey, Joe, this isn't working. We keep rejecting this level. It's best for me to take a little bit of profit and then see if it continues to move to the top side. And if it doesn't, I've locked in some gains and then I get stopped out break even. All right, so that's kind of where my head is sitting at. I know the chat is absolutely going berserk about Bitcoin. So, and we were talking about it before. Yeah, bang. What do you got going on there?
83.5 for Bitcoin.
83. Okay, so we bounced right off that 82 then.
Hold on a second. You were like, hey, we're at 82. Man, we were at 82.9.
But it touched an 82.1. It touched.
Oh, it did?
Yeah. It went to 82,100.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
so like,
just in the
it's like at what? Yeah, within the past couple of minutes. You know what I mean?
This guy's getting excited.
No, but at the end of the day, I'm like, hey man, we're getting really close to that. So anything can happen with this space, and a lot of people are saying just get out of it. But here's exactly what I'm referring to.
What?
Me? What I'm referring to?
A lot of people said get out of what?
Bitcoin. Like they're saying get out of Dodge with this thing.
I don't know. You can go.
I'm seeing in the chat, man. They're like, sell it. And
I worry about people that have bought it up at the top.
We need a poll here, I think.
For what?
Are you getting out of Bitcoin?
No
yes
one's
or no?
getting out of Bitcoin.
Well, we gotta see the poll.
Okay, put your hands up then.
All right. Okay. Yeah. No. Let's ask the question here, Sean. Are you getting out of your Bitcoin position?
For a loss.
Yes or no? Yes or no? That's it. Put it in the chat. Are you getting out of your Bitcoin position right now? Yes or no? Let's see what everybody else in the chat says.
No, no one's gonna win.
No, you think so? All right.
Dude. All right. Look, man, we had Neil on here talking about buying Solana, what, $200 and something dollars? Do you want to see what some of these stocks, these actually names are at here? And I'm just saying it because...
No, we're getting a lot of no's here.
Of course you are, bro. These are my people.
Let's go.
These are my people in the chat, bro. You're in our world now.
Yeah, I mean, you're...
Midday's a different beast,
It's a different... They're all no's. It's not even close.
I'm not looking at the poll in case I'm wrong. Okay, so anyways, here we go. Like, look at Solana.
It's 50-50 right now, the poll is.
I know, I'm just playing around. All right, so look, I mean, I want to talk about some of this.
There's no way.
Like if you say you're getting out of your Solana, for what kind of a hit? Like, honestly, like, let's be perfectly honest here. Like, where are people buying this? Like, if you just bought this like a couple weeks ago, man, this is February 22nd. This is 4 days ago. You're 175. So if you're saying that you're getting out of everything, like, come on. Like, you're going to take a 30-40% hit in this in 4 days? Like, let's just be completely honest with what people are actually saying here and what they believe in, because some of these things are so far down. Like, you're selling Doge at 20 cents. I had Obi on here pumping this thing at 39 cents. So that's a 50% loss.
Yeah.
So look, if you guys are booking these losses, great. But at the end of the day, it's one thing. This is the thing that I get heated up about a lot of stuff.
Yeah, heat it up,
Not
fire
really.
it up, baby.
I mean,
I want you to get heated up.
But there's a lot of people that come on here, and it's like, wow, it broke that level. You should be out. But are they actually out?
Are they actually out? Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like today, people are going to be like, and there's going to be a lot of people that do it. But so many of us, and it's just looking at all of the stocks and everything, it's like, wow, Alibaba went to that level. It's so obvious to get out up there. You know?
Is it? No.
And then is it though?
Yeah, exactly.
Did you get out?
Yeah,
you know, because like if you were talking about it, and I don't know what anybody's positions are. I know that you mentioned that you got out yesterday or
in the swing. Yeah, in the swing. I still have it in the long term. Yeah.
Right. So,
but I'm positioned much better in the long term than I am in that swing account. Right. So which I think positioning is really key.
Yeah.
So,
and I think that's another aspect.
But I mean, if you look at the poll here, Sean, we got 7.25 here votes. And we're about 51% says I'm at a Dodge. Like they're like, hey, we're getting out of it as we break these levels.
Okay. Look, I love everything.
Yeah.
75% of our audience doesn't even hold.
Yeah, we did that poll. I remember that one.
I don't know the validity of it, but okay. So basically, people are telling me that they're willing to book a 20% loss right now at the bottom for Bitcoin. Cool.
Yeah,
Not
I
me.
mean, hey, yeah, not you
Not this
personally,
guy,
but again, positioning is key, right? Like, what if someone is in at like, hey, 65?
Why does that matter? You've just given it off the top then.
Yeah, you're giving out back unrealized gains, right? So again, yeah, to each their own. But yeah, I mean, a lot of people. Let's see what the chat has to think about
I
it.
wonder what percentage though of people's portfolio is actually in crypto.
Well,
Like, we've talked about. Nah, I'm like 3 or 4%, man.
if that, yeah, you know what I
If
mean.
I'm managing, let's just say you're managing $1 million. Are you more than 100? Are you 10% in crypto? That seems a little irresponsible.
Probably. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so I
like
think
$1 million, 3-4%. Okay, like what's 30-40K to $1 million? I guess, right? So
Right, so this is what I'm saying. I think a lot of when we ask them questions like this, I think it's just there's a lot of people that don't like crypto to begin with. So I feel like it's be a little bit. So anyways, I think we'll be fine. All right, at the end of the day, though, it's all about what's about to happen in approximately 50 minutes. Make sure you do join myself, Sharif, Adara, Joe, everybody. We're all going to be around, man. We're all going to be looking at this NVIDIA call. So join us. It's going to be a heck of a lot of fun. We'll do it on the big desk, man. We're going to do it live. No one else is going to show you a live level 2. I'll tell you that much right now. So we're going to do that. Amazingly accurate quotes today. We'll have that for you. All about... I think, Adara, maybe Sharif is, I think it's basically right at 420. Like, I don't think they go early. I don't think they do anything like that. We're hoping for not a meta moment at all as well. There it is. Yeah, no, I know it's at 420, but I mean, will the release come a little earlier? It could. You want to be here for that when it does come through. So, all right, Apple's still doing its thing. NVIDIA's still doing its thing. What do you want me to look at?
Adara.
Oh, Adara. I think you can look at the screen. All right, what's up, Adara?
In my memory, NVIDIA usually reports right around that 420 level. I also want to bring your guys' attention to AppLovin. This one sold off. This is a $300 plus stock that was halted this morning just due to the sheer amount of selling. Not one, but 2 short reports on this name. Now they're responding to one of the short reports, likely the Fuzzy Panda one, because this one was more widely circulated. The company said the report was, quote, littered with inaccuracies, that they do not track children's data, and that they earn revenue from values, not from their value, I guess, and not from their clicks. So interesting take here from APP. I wonder if they'll give more context in that short report. It's worth noting, this company has been the subject of 3 short reports in less than a week, guys. Back to you.
There's something that people are not AppLovin about that company right now. And I, you know, again, just a big name, big move to the upside there. A lot of froth getting taken off. I think that's happened to a lot of these names in the current market. So, all right. So while shaking my rear at this name as SMR comes right back in again. We did buy that dip. So right now we did buy the 69ers. Our stop, we talked about 64. So we got a break below. So we were buying that dip into that level. So we did not get stopped out, but we are very, very close to doing that. So there it is, 65 break. We're going to get out of SMR. Whenever we look at levels like that, I don't ever want to be sitting there and get stopped out right at the very top or the very bottom of a range. So we'll wait to see if SMR can bounce back. I mean, you can see right there that 50-period moving average is at 80. So we know SMR can run. So let's put an offer there in and around 80. We'll go to 79, which would be a good birth year. 1979. So we'll wait to see if that can come through again. All right, Joe, you want to do it live?
Yeah, let's do it live here. Oh, okay, here we go.
It's the rim.
Yeah,
to roll up.
Roll it up.
The rim.
Roll it up, baby. Let's see what
All
we
right.
get. Let's see what we win.
We're going to split it.
All right, 50-50. Please play again.
No. You might like this. Not working. Please play again.
Yeah, there we go.
Please play again.
There
Sorry,
you go.
my guys.
It's all right, man. It is what it is. But what if the coffee that you potentially would have bought me was the max prize? I asked you this already. Is it a 50-50 split?
Your prize.
All right, my prize. I like that. All right.
Put the
maybe I'll
pressure
buy
on
one
you.
then. All right.
We'll see what you do.
Okay.
You know, will you,
buy you a coffee and then yeah, of course. If you say it's my prize, then it's
we're
your
boys,
prize.
right?
Yeah,
I mean, we got this. I mean, I have no worries about that. You know, if I buy coffee for Neil, this guy wins. I mean, he gets whatever he wins, man. And especially if it's a Dutchie. Sorry, not a Dutchie. Apple fritter.
Oh, an apple fritter.
That is
apple
Neil's
fritter.
jam. We haven't had any apple fritters here in a minute. All right, man. Thank you so much to everybody who's taken this trade as well. Props up for this. Look at FXI. We wrote down 36.25 today. So I mean that's hold on a second. I got to get. I was using Grok there. You like Grok, Sharif? Good. He likes grok. What's your preference right now? Still chat? Okay, still chat. Okay, so there's, Adair put out another great one. Here's, I retweeted this. Looks a little like greeny to me, but there it is right there. Jensen coming through tonight. So go over, check out the earnings per share, the estimates, and all of that. But what we're trying to show you is right here. Look at FXI. 36.25 for the dip support level on FXI, as well as 52 on SMCI. Join me every single morning as we'll break down the sticky note, and there it is right there, man. 36.25 was the low of the day for FXI. We're in right here. Nice little take to the upside as well. SMR might not work. FXI is working. We're going to put some more outs here as we get a little bit higher. We still have a decent position, so we'll put some more outs there and see if we get some 43s and whatnot and see what happens there. Apple, a little bit of a pullback. Now, we are 12 minutes away from the imbalances. So, yeah. All right, just to talk about what I think is going to happen with NVIDIA. All right, so let's just go back over to the past earnings report here. And Joe, you and I have sort of talked a little bit about it. We haven't necessarily, done too much work on where we think this is going to go. You see its previous move?
Yeah.
0.5%.
Yep.
So last time it didn't move at all. 0.5%. Today's move looking to be 9.1%. So we'll see if that can come through. And if it does on NVIDIA, look at this. Remember I said, which way did I say NVIDIA was going in the afternoon? Remember what I said, why?
No, I don't remember. I don't.
Thanks for paying attention.
Yeah.
I was saying that I thought traders...
To be honest, yeah, I don't.
What are you, my wife?
Yeah.
No, but I was saying that people wanted to be long NVIDIA into the print.
Oh, okay.
I said there's going to be FOMO there. You could see exactly what's happening here into the close for NVIDIA.
I mentioned that too. I was like, hey, this thing's going to rip, I think, around 3.
I wonder where you heard it from. But there it goes. Nice little move upside there. Nice. I'm just playing around. Nice little move on NVIDIA. Man, we're having too much fun here every single day. But there it goes. So, we were getting more and more out of AMD. FXI just printed us. This has just been a great afternoon, man. I mean, honestly. All right, I'm going to get out of AMD because if I really do believe that this is something happening for today on NVIDIA, then we're going to slap it out right now on AMD. AMD is going to be my number one making stock today. So good trading there for me on AMD. We'll cover that. We will make sure that we get rid of our offer and we don't have to worry about it. Apple can try to run. FXI is officially running. That's going to be a good one, man. I mean, look at that. Nice move to the upside. Can you take a look at that?
Would you look at
it is actually doing the opposite. It is doing something right now. Join me as we do not have a podcast right now, but maybe we will have at some point.
Yeah, get it.
What was that?
Get us on the podcast there. On the pod.
Wait a minute. Neil was on, I think, was on one of them. So there you go. Neil.
There you go.
Ramin, I'll hit it. I'll just keep on hitting it. But right now we want to say do something.
Do something.
Right there. So the stock's trying to go nice to the upside. I don't know if has Neil messaged anybody? Has he messaged you? Is he back tomorrow?
No, I'm waiting.
I'm gonna message this guy. The people want to know.
The people, people are curious.
Tired of this guy.
Yeah,
they're loving you.
Yeah, they're loving me. Hey, man.
No one loving me. What's up, T-Money? So I'm going to message Neil immediately and find out.
Immediately, hey, he's trying to get me out of here already. He's like, hey, you got to go back to the midday.
People want to know
with
your status for tomorrow. All right.
Bang.
I'll let you know
we know
when Mr. Neil Roberts responds. I mean, you want to come back tomorrow?
Yeah. Hey, man. What I'm seeing in the chat here is nothing but positive feedback. So, I mean, that is very enlightening and very much appreciated. So we got, I don't know how many comments there. I'm not even going to go over them all, truly, because... Oh, okay, so there we go. We got to like and subscribe if we want Neil back tomorrow. If you don't like and subscribe, then he's not coming back. He's going to take another day here. He can't be tobogganing because there's no snow left, so he might have to find something else to do there. What's that? He's down. He's out. He's down and out. Pardon me?
There's some snow left.
Bro, I see none out there.
What?
It's all garbage now. It's not snow. It's like slush.
I'm going to show you the live camera of my house.
Okay, let's see what's going on there.
By the way,
if it's like 50-50 grass snow, I don't want to hear it.
Please rewind the tape where Joe said there's no snow left.
Okay, a little dramatic,
so we
but
went
you know what I mean.
This reminding me of your picks of the year.
Pardon me?
This reminds me of when you're making your picks of the year.
Yeah,
It's like, will IBIT touch 82,000? No way. 10 seconds later, you know what? I believe 82,000 is going to be coming into play.
And then we hit 82-1.
No, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying you are a little bit wishy-washy.
Indecisive, indecisive a little bit.
I can't wait to meet your girlfriend, man. I'm gonna have some discussion with her and see what Joe's really like here as we go. But no, there's a little bit of snow left, I'd say. And this weekend, it's actually starting to get a little more spicy.
Warmer spice.
Cold.
Ice spice.
It's supposed to get ice spice this weekend. Right now, shout out to Brooklyn. Is that where she's from? She's definitely from.
Yeah, she's definitely.
The Bronx.
There we go. Adara would know.
Adara would know. I'm the one that said Brooklyn as well, my guy.
The Bronx, but those are two different boroughs, though.
I do like your.
The black here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Brooklyn. Oh, she said Brooklyn.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my bad. Right there. Oh, you know Wu-Tang's making. So I saw Wu-Tang a couple years ago when they were here. They're doing one last reunion tour, Wu-Tang, by the way. Okay, Wu-Tang is forever, and right now we giving you... Another one. I mean, I don't think this guy's going to be working with any Wu-Tang. I don't think Wu-Tang would feel some DJ Khaled or anything like that. But this is another one. Look what's happening right here in front of everybody. It's SMR, my guy. This has just been, hey, you're welcome back anytime. I mean, the trades that we've been putting on with this guy sitting right beside me here has been pretty hot fire. There it is, man, SMR.
Man, you seen the love? You seen all the love I'm catching in the chat here? It's crazy. Can't make my head too big. I'm trying to trade
over here, but I will look over here.
See, can't make my head too big here. We'll continue.
This is what I'm saying.
It's too big.
This is why I did this. This is why I brought it up. I was like, no one's here for me. They're here for you. I'm glad that they're posting that up.
It's all love.
I mean, it is what it is. You know,
Thank you guys.
I'm sort of there. Yeah. I think you've been doing a bang-up job.
I appreciate that, man. I truly do.
I can show you a note from 3 months ago.
Yeah.
Where I told Brendan, get this guy on with me immediately.
Oh, okay. I thought you say off here. I was okay.
On with me.
All right. I appreciate it. Hey. It's all love, man.
Brendan. Should have been done a long time. All right. Yeah, Wu-Tang. Yeah, that's hilarious. Okay. Wu-Tang is for the children. This market might be
Wu-Tang. Look. Oh, wow. That's it. It's empty.
Appreciate that.
All love in the chat, man. I appreciate you guys.
All right, Joe, take it over, man. You got 15 minutes.
I got 15 minutes left here, guys.
I was going to show everybody right here on the chat, though, just real quick, because I'm going to refresh this. How many likes do we have? We have over 7,000 watching right now. I will refresh this and see children. What the? Okay, so
okay. All right.
Yeah, let's get to 2,000 likes.
Dang, let's go. Yeah, come on. Yeah. No, but seriously, we like to say put your money where your mouth is. You like me on the show here. Man, you're here with Faber said, hit that like for us. It's all that matters, right? Just like a little like and subscribe. And we're not asking too much.
Aggressive, boy.
I'm not asking for a roll up the rim or anything like that.
Apparently you are. I mean, I was doing a roll up the rim. You're like, yo, my God, you are the one that's double checking. Hey, just in case you win.
Yeah.
Let you know that it's mine.
I just need to know. I just need to know. Hey, man, if I won the 10,000, I would give you 5. Just because I'm that guy. Yeah, you know what I mean? I'm just that guy.
5,100?
For sure.
All right.
Yeah, even so. Oh, 55 cents. Yeah.
We're mean.
Or 5 more roll up the rims.
We've got each other over here, man. Me and my paisan over here. We're not messing around. All right, look at this, man. Apple. So for these trades that we've been putting on, man, we got this Apple trade on for you this afternoon.
Bang.
Let's just run through the trades we put on this afternoon. Apple, pretty good, right? AMD, pretty good. Getting out of AMD actually is even better, to be honest with you. I was really happy to get out of AMD, it looks like, right there. So that's going to be a good one. Apple, good trade. SMR. I mean, that's going to be a big one for me as well. That's going to go right up the scale. And then right there, FXI to end the day. So nice move there for FXI. We might as well. Apple is really running, man. Apple could enter this club. The man beside me is always well-dressed and can go to any club, but like Apple right now is coming through one more time. Hey, did you tell anybody that you're on the show today? That you're going to be on the main show?
No. You know what? We're not going to get too much into that. But yeah, we showed up at the right time. I mean, I was supposed to be on the show, but the schedule. Yeah, but the scheduling was a little mixed up here and there. And then I was like, oh, okay. As I'm on my way here, I'm like, hey, you got to be on the show. And I'm like, oh, you're right. And then we got here. So
you need a parking spot?
Yeah, they already hooked me up with one of those, so you know what I mean?
Okay. You got hooked up with one?
Yeah, the guy knows me at the front desk. That's my boy.
You're a visitor park.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I park right behind that.
Every day, though.
I park behind the big class boys, the V8s, and the other ones there. You know what I mean? So
okay.
I see that.
Making sure that you got a spot.
I see the jacked up truck in there too, a big red one, jacked up.
Ramin's in there.
Yeah, man, wow. We didn't get any after that snowfall. We didn't get any more drifting videos, which I was slightly disappointed about. But
Oh, crash.
Yeah, into the snowbank.
Who are we
Yeah,
employing?
that's crazy, man.
Anyway, this is getting to be
All right.
reckless.
Ooh. I mean,
Do I want you to?
oh, look at that, look at that.
No.
Ooh, oh, she's out of here.
She's out
Oh,
here.
it's done.
Now
The show is
now
done, man. The whole show is done.
She's going to go call CAA.
Leave the slippers, if anything, maybe.
Do not throw the slippers.
Yeah,
That reminds
just leave
me
them.
of,
Leave them.
all
man.
back in the day, no, but so.
But
right.
we got Amazon working
People
out
are
for us here.
loving the Sean and Joey combo, but I mean, it doesn't matter. You put anyone beside this guy, it's going to be pure gold. All right, let's go. Will NVIDIA...
Do it.
All right. It's funny because you don't want to say will it beat or will it be a good report. So what do you think the right thing to say is here? Will NVIDIA be greater than 10% up tomorrow?
Okay.
Right? That way make it
That's
very,
fair.
very
That's
clear.
fair. That's
From current levels.
That's fair.
Okay, from current levels. All right.
All right. Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
oh, Danielle Shea says yes.
Ooh, Miss Shea.
Danielle Shea says yes. We'll have Miss Shea back on very
Miss Shea back on.
all right, man. We are now in, so we'll see. What do you guys think in the chat there? Will we get greater or less than? Oh, by the way, the Bitcoin thing is basically 50-50. You're going to win on this one. I'm out of here, the guy says right now on chat. So, yeah, you might as well. Yeah, let's do that with NVIDIA. We only have 10 minutes left. Let's put a poll up for NVIDIA. Less, because the expected move is 10%, right? 9 point something percent. So we'll just say, let's pretend that's going to be the level that we're all interested in. So we'll say, will NVIDIA be greater 10% plus tomorrow at open?
Ooh. So being very specific here.
Might as well, man. We got if we don't clarify everything, then we lose control.
We don't want
It's like my kids. They go like, "Oh, you said we could have dessert after dinner." All right, well, not when dinner's at 10 o'clock. You know what I mean? Like if we're eating late. The other day, okay, hold on. We got,
here we go.
All right, here we
Clean it
go.
up
We do have the imbalances coming out in just a couple of seconds, so we'll see what's happening right now. As we have NVIDIA on, look at that. NVIDIA into the end of the day, $132. Looks like we'll get that close happening for NVDA. There it is, though. It comes as a sell. So a little bit of a sell candle there on NVIDIA, 1.68 million. Does someone know something? I would say no. With NVIDIA doing 250 million shares today, it doesn't look like we're too worried about what NVIDIA is putting up right now. Intel with the sell side as well. That's coming through. Oh my gosh, I didn't even set up. All right, Joe.
Go ahead. I'll take it over.
I'm going to run away for a second.
Yeah, for sure.
People will be happy about it. And then I'll come back, disappoint everybody, and then I'm going to get set up for the recap show. So I'll be right back.
Sounds good.
Guys.
Sounds good to me. I'm glad to take this over here, guys. Let's get back into some stock talk and get a little bit serious here because we are having fun, and that's what we want to do too. But we also want to talk TA and what's going on in the overall markets. So what we had going on in Amazon, I'm talking about things being a little bit more of slow burners in the afternoon hours, and that seems to be the case here in Amazon. I told you guys from the get-go this morning, as soon as I came in the door, and from last night as well too, I need this stock. Well, I don't need this stock. I was looking for this stock to have somewhat of a bounce, and we got that bounce. It's unfortunate that it gave back the majority of its move, but that's just part of the game, and you have to understand the ebbs and flows of the market. Not everything can go up all the time, and from the current price action in the previous couple weeks, we need to keep in mind that the overall sentiment is roughly weak, okay? If you want to look at market breadth, realize how weak the overall sentiment is and how many of these stocks are nearing their 52-week highs or even their year-to-date highs. There's not many. And when the big names, the Meg 7, are down 15% off their highs, 10%, etc., in those double-digit areas, you got to understand that the majority of the market is probably going to be weak as well too. And then that's why you can see a deeper pullback in the Qs compared to the SPY, relative to the SPY. So hopefully that makes sense. So what do we do when we're used to trading tech stocks? We're used to trading some of these big big corporation names. We gotta look for that sector rotation and find the sectors that are relatively strong. So that's what I tend to do is like, okay, let's see what's going on. And then that's when I decided to open up my swing on Walmart. All right, so I liked Walmart yesterday. Gorev and I, one of my buddies in the chat here, were referring to like, hey, we like the prints on this from a daily perspective, and we took advantage of it. We're still relatively flat on the session, about down 1.2%, 1.25%, we'll call it. And again, like if we're really going to look into rotation of sectors, I think the staples, when traders and investors start to get a little more defensive, they're going to start inflowing money into these areas. So I want to keep an eye on the likes of Target, Costco, and Walmart to see where we can lead and if they're going to be a little bit stronger than the relative market. And another sector, I don't even know if it's a sector, but the Chinese sector with the ADRs, look how well they're performing year to date compared to the rest of the market. I pointed this out multiple times. FXI is up 60%, and BABA is up as well, extreme amounts of percentage. So it's just like, okay, at what point do you look at it and say, hey, what I'm looking at right now isn't working, so where can I allocate my capital into a market that is strong? I mentioned this time and time again. Jim Cramer always says there's a bull market somewhere, and I think that we're in that third year of the bull market. You kind of have to look with a microscope and find something that is working, because when the big names aren't, they drag the market down like we've seen in the past couple of weeks. So just keep that in mind, guys. EMT was a great Walmart, you mean, Gorev? Yeah, Walmart. And, okay, my guy Gorev's in the chat. I'm glad to see that. Hey, BTS. So, yeah, my guy Gorev's in the chat here now, and I was telling him, hey, dude, I opened up a Amazon position yesterday as well, so I'm really looking forward to that. The average is really well. I opened it up last night around 7 o'clock, so I really like that one, and then I added as well, so I'm happy with that front. So, yeah, again, Gorev, we're just going off of those same signals that I mentioned time and time again. If you were to look from a daily perspective, you're going to see that Walmart and Amazon have the exact same prints, and then we look to take advantage of them. We didn't get that swing in Google that we were necessarily looking for. That was a good shot there of Katina Man walking with the coffee to the big desk. Oh, whoa, that was a good shot there. You see that one there? Yeah, that was a good one. Yeah, I like these BTS
Apple
scenes.
right now, guys.
Okay, you got going on. Tell me what you got going on, my guy.
Yeah, we got some stuff going on right up in here. Apple with a nice move up. As we went over to the desk, though, we did miss that. We do have a little bit of shares left, so we'll get out right now on Apple as we're getting ready for 355. A little bit of a turn up here in the imbalances in 3, in 2, in 1. Let's see what now happens with these imbalances. There goes Apple to the north side. So we just stopped out ourselves right there for that dollar. Good win there on Apple, of course. And we had bought this name right down there. So good move upside for Apple, finishing the day at the high of the afternoon. So that was a good little take there. Oh no, what have I done? I need to push this back over. Oh no, that's Apple. Let's just check out on the one that everybody's most concerned with, of course, is Nvidia. So I don't see it on here. There's SMCI, 5150, a nice little bump up there at the end of the day for SMCI. And then Nvidia, yeah, oh yeah. We called this play, man. There goes Nvidia right there to the top side at the end of the day. So it looks like we'll go out at 132 right now on Nvidia. We'll wait to see what happens in the after hours, of course. IBIT catching a bid, my guy, as well. That 82,000, boy, did we nail that one today for everybody on the show. That came right in there. IBIT, nice little bounce there into the end of the day. SMR, man, we making that one sing here as well. I'm just going to cancel everything, man, and just get out of everything here, because you know what? Whatever winds up happening, We punch out there. We get some 87 halves. Good trade for us. Oh man, sacrificing to go get ready for the after show, but that's okay. Nice move up there to 18. We wind up getting out there at 87 half. So that were 86 half. Good little move there. And then FXI. Again, nice trade there to end the day. So we're going to go 4 for 4 here in the after, well, not in the after hours, but in this day. And, I still have an AMD offer there as well. We'll see if that can come through. We'll cancel that right now. We'll get out some FXI here on the way down. And Sharif's getting ready to get locked and loaded as well. We're ready for that big show. Make sure you do join us. We are getting ready for Nvidia earnings. And today, though, we just tweeted it out as well. So you come over here, go find me at Trader TV Sean. These are the expected moves right now as well for today's trade. So we have into the close, man. We have CRM. We've got Snowflake. Go find me right there. I got to change this because it's getting a little warmer out right there. We got our hood on. Right,
yeah.
You know, right
get the
there.
Summer gear on there.
Yeah, I guess get some summer going on.
Yeah.
Right there. Join me tonight live 4 p.m. with all these live reports. CRM, IONQ as well. Okay. Snowflake, Mara, Joby, getting those helicopters and get going. Beyond Meat as well. C3 AI. Yeah. Right there. eBay tonight as well. And then something called Nvidia. So we're going to have a little bit of a lull there where we can be able to discuss Nvidia, get going on that. We'll hear what Sharif has to say, what we're looking for. Adara has more cool infographics ready to rock and roll. So, man, oh man, it's going to be a good day at the end of it all. We want to thank everybody for joining us and thank everybody who's about to join. Oh, someone messaged me here. There's Adara. Adara's getting ready to get locked and loaded as well, as we have some more behind the scenes. She's like, yo, Sharif, you're in my spot. Get out of there. But for right now, no more breaking news coming, so we'll wait for the close. We should have well over north of 10,000 of you, so make sure you do join us and get into that chat, man, with only 2 minutes left. Look, I'm excited for Salesforce, so if you're not ready to get locked and loaded, then, you're just not prepared, because here's Salesforce right here. Get going, man. This is going to be a good report. You can see opposite of Nvidia, it's actually going the other way. So for right now, a little bit of a downside play there for CRM. We'll see if it wants to hold forward or not. Nice downside move in the futures. In the futures right now, but in CRM on the daily. So about a minute and a half left. You know what name we didn't check out today?
What's that?
Uber.
Ooh.
Normally we look at this, okay, so still holding out. Again, and this is one of those plays where we're long at 68 and change, somewhere in there.
Oh, no, we're looking at Fabian.
Oh, yeah, what's up, Fabian?
Yeah, what's up,
I was like, what is this guy doing over here? But look at that top. That was one of those obvious ones, again, that we were talking about. Like, oh, well, yeah, you should have seen that top, but we didn't get out of anything. I think it's a lot different if you're doing swing trading versus longer-term accounts. So, okay, Joe, look, man, thank you so much for filling in today. It's been an absolute blast. I hope you, take some of the stuff that you've done here, bring it on to the midday show and vice versa. I definitely learned a lot from you as well.
I appreciate that, man.
I want to say thank you for coming through. And hey, man, make sure you do it again.
Yeah.
That is for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Anytime.
It might even be tomorrow. We'll wait to see what comes out. Hey, baby.
See what Bossman says.
How's it going? Yeah, we are live, man. We're doing it live.
When are we not live? Hey.
All right, with only 30 seconds to go, I'm going to head over.
There you
go.
You see I can take it over. I got the countdown here.
All right, so you got that in 30 seconds.
What was that? In 10 seconds. It's a 10-second countdown here, guys. What a fantastic day. We called some big names out here, and they're continuing to climb, which is super positive. Unfortunately, Amazon didn't give us exactly what we wanted in that continuation throughout the session, but there's always tomorrow, and I think this highly anticipated report is going to bring a lot to the market. A lot of people, and here we go, we got the countdown. We were slightly delayed on that, so for the first time here, sponsored by Foremost, guys. Sponsored by Oragenics, everything. There we go. Whoa, and one. There was the bell. Thank you guys very much. What a fantastic show. I had a great time sitting here with Sean, and most definitely with everybody here in the chat. So I can't be more thankful for sitting at the mid desk with my boy Sharif and just being here in general. So we got to give thanks where it's due, and we're gonna have an absolutely banger of an afternoon show here as well, guys. So looking forward to that. We got Adara, we got Katina Man, we have Sharif up there, and they're going to give you those reports as soon as they drop. We got a star-studded list as well with the likes of Marathon Digital, CRM, NVDA, Snowflake, eBay. These are some big names, and I'm sure a lot of people and a lot of traders are looking forward to them. So be here, or be square, because you're going to get those reports live, and there's nothing you can say about it. It's real time. You can see that we have those behind the scenes guys, but I think the boys over there at the Okay, yeah, so they're ready, guys. Let's see what they're up to.
Let's go. Here we go. What's up, Joe? Very much for joining us. What's up, Sharif? Let's get going right now. CRM is now out. Come over to the screen. It's a bloodbath right now. It is not good, man. 307 down to 289. Down goes CRM. We will be giving you all of the numbers. We do have the Benzinga Pro platform. We're searching Twitter. We're searching everything. When we get the numbers, we will bring it to you. But right now, CRM to the downside. Sharif, what's going on?
We got them right here, Sean. Let's zoom in on my screen so everybody can see them for themselves. Sean, fourth quarter revenue of $10 billion. That's up 8% year over year. We got current remaining performance obligations. Don't care about that. Full year 2025 revenue, Sean, they're guiding about $37.9 billion. That's up 9%. Subscriber growth continues to grow. Here's what we were looking for revenue, guys. On the quarter, $10.04 billion on earnings per share of $2.61. The implied move, Sean, a nice 9%. This should be a big move down. What do you got on that side?
Fail right now on that one. Yeah, down to $280 right now. I want to thank all 11,000 of you watching. We're just getting started, man. This is going to be the best show
That's
here.
already a record.
Look at this. Yeah, man. Down here, breaking through the 200 period moving average. Salesforce goes boom to that downside. What they were expecting, 261 on that EPS. So a little bit of a miss there. Actually, they beat, right? 278 beats 261. It's the sales that's the miss right now. So Salesforce getting hit to that downside down to 280. Look, for me, man, I think this is a buy. I really like Salesforce. But again, down below the 200 period moving average. Guess what, man? We give it all back. We're right back to September levels right now on Salesforce. So we talked about getting out of Bitcoin. Have you gotten out of some of these tech stocks as we go as well? Look, we've got it in our ear. As soon as some of these plays start coming through, I also have the chat open. So I want to thank everybody. Get into the chat immediately. If you're watching, like, subscribe. The only way to be part of this is to be in the chat. Come to my screen right here. I mean, I'll show everybody. This is the chat that we're looking at. You guys have these earnings as soon as they come out. So Sharif, myself, and Adara are all over that.
We got the guidance here, Sean.
We're expecting more, so let's go see what CRM is up to. The guidance right now, give it to us, Sharif.
Here it is, Sean. Initiates revenue guidance of 40.05 to 40.09 billion. That'd be a nice 7 to 8% bump year over year, but it does seem, Sean, like it was below the street's expectations, at least for now, because we're selling off quite aggressively. You just showed the chart there. Now, with respect to revenue and guidance, with respect to GAAP, their margins, they're guiding about 21.6% on operating margins of 34%. So we'll keep an eye on that. Looks like they're operating cash flow growth guidance between 10 and 11% here, Sean.
So here we go. No one's going to show you this, but I'm going to do it right now. We have a live level 2 open right now of CRM. So there it is right now. Look at the spread. Give yourselves a little bit of time if you're trading this. About $2.50 on the top and the bottom right there. 287.50 by 289.50 as CRM continues a nice downside move, but there it goes, CRM. The next play that we're looking for is going to be Snowflake right there. We've seen a little bit of a drip down for Palantir. Let me check out what the daily looks like on Snowflake right now. Still, same kind of thing as we fall back in for Snowflake. Its recent high of 192 back to 166. We're looking for an EPS of 464. So when that comes through on Snowflake, we'll get it all figured out. Nvidia earnings are not out. We're waiting for that for 420 right there. So we'll wait to see what's coming through on Nvidia. Did that on purpose.
I know, I figured.
So right down there into 130, 131. Just want to see if it's moving around a little bit. What you got?
I want to let everybody know what to expect. So we got Snowflake, guys. If we can go to the screen here, expected at 405, Sean. Likewise with Mara. IONQ or IONQ, whatever you want to call it, 405. We got Joby at 405. BYND also expected at 405. The list goes on at 405. AI, C3 AI, that is. Get it, Neil. We also got eBay at 405. Yeah, he was on the screen, Sean, was like and subscribe. And then 420, obviously, as you mentioned, Sean, the big monster on the day, NVDA. But we have a lot reporting at 405. That is now. Let's see exactly what we got. So Snowflake shares, what are they doing over here? I'm seeing movement on my side, Sean. Let's have a look at Snow. Let's see if it's bumping or not. Zigging and zagging. You got that algo spike, a little up, a little down.
Well, okay, here goes.
Ahead.
No, I was going to say, here it goes. Yeah, Snowflake up to 176 and change. There goes Snowflake. So we'll wait to find out. We are waiting for that number. We have the Benzinga Pro platform right here. Sharif's got it. The expected number for Snowflake, of course, we're looking for 464 EPS with revenues in and around 952 million. So Snowflake right now dipping and diving. What are those numbers looking like?
Here it goes. We got product revenue, guys, of 943 million in the fourth quarter. That's a 28% year-over-year growth. We got net revenue retention of 126%. 580 customers with a trailing 12-month product revenue greater than $1 million. So it's a lot of people paying up a storm there, Sean. In terms of what we were expecting, revenue, we were looking for 952. We got 943. That's a miss on the top line. EPS, Sean, we were looking for 464 of revenue. I can't quite see EPS. I'll have a look and report back to you.
All right, so right there, we'll watch it. Here's a live look at Snowflake right here on the level 2. Looks like we got 170 by 171. There it goes. 171, 172. Nice little bump up there for Snowflake. And as we were mentioning there, over on Twitter, we have it right there so we can find out the implied move, 12%. So doesn't look like we're getting that yet for Snowflake. CRM Snowflake. Next up, Mara, IONQ, Joby's coming, Beyond Meat. you're not a fan of Beyond Meat. There's no way
God,
a healthy
no.
guy like you could be there.
Goodness, no.
AI as well coming through, C3 AI, eBay, and then something called Nvidia coming near the end of the show in and around 4:20. So there it goes. Yeah, Snowflake getting going right now, Sharif. So
Yes, sir.
we'll find out what Benzinga's all about. But there's a nice little move to the upside right now. eBay is now out. So let's go find out what's going on with eBay. eBay, a little bit of a fail move on that one. eBay right now looks like it's getting adjusted EPS moving forward, 132 to 136 versus 132. That should be okay. But eBay right now, a nice little downside play here on the 1 minute chart. What does this look like on the daily? eBay right now pushing 64, so below the 50 period moving average. eBay right now, right where that tick is, looking like we're getting a downside play now for eBay. Over 13,000 of you are watching. I mean, we're not messing around. We're being live here. We started the show at 8:30. Sharif and I are still here for you.
Absolutely.
It's 4 o'clock. Let's get going. It's eBay. Do you have the numbers yet?
I don't have eBay numbers quite yet, Sean, but I got IONQ
Okay,
over
let's
here, exceeding the high end of the guidance here with revenue of $43.1 million. The street was looking for a little bit more than that, representing a 95% year-over-year growth. They're also exceeding the high end of the guidance with respect to full year bookings, about 95.6 million. The street was looking for 97.97 from what I'm seeing there. Earnings per share, negative EPS of 25 cents expected for IONQ. Let's have a look at how it's trading, Sean. Is it moving up or is it moving down? Well, it looks like it's moving down 3%. We're still off the lows of this morning, though. Let's see if this can find support, Sean, at $28.
All right, quick little update on CRM, man. This name got going back up to the upside. Whoever took advantage of that. We talked about that CRM went right back down into that level again, and you can see right where we tagged. The 200 period moving average was 288, guys. So 288, 289. So if we're going to look to see where that tagged down to, 275 was the very big print right now. Now we're hovering around 293. So Salesforce, we have it up here. The implied move for Salesforce, of course, 9%. Doesn't look like it wants to do that right now as we're sort of bouncing around today. FXI, what a good day it was for some of the Chinese names, up 3% today. Uranium also up. We had a great trade on SMR at the end of the day. That's trying to tick higher. We actually bought this low down there at 1773. That was a good trade. And we actually had FXI there at the end of the day down there at 36.29 as posted on the sticky note. Make sure you do follow us all on social media, man. We all have those Twitter tags and over there on Instagram. So we're just still waiting for Nvidia. Let's go over. We had Salesforce already today.
Adara's got something for Nvidia too, Katina, man.
Adara's ready? Okay, let's go over to Adara for some sort of an infographic.
We have some others here as we get closer to the report, but I want to start with NVIDIA's market cap because I think it's worth noting we really only started this exponential growth in 2023. That's when we hit $1 trillion market cap for the first time. We got the 2 trill and 3 trill mark, both in 2024, the same year it joined the Dow Jones. But you can take a look here at this on X at TTV Research, kind of some of the milestones that this company had from its IPO in January 2nd, 1999, to its introduction into the NASDAQ in December 2005. Interestingly enough, replacing Enron in the S&P 500 on November 30th, 2001. So actually Enron's S&P 500 replacement here, NVDA. Take a look at that epic market cap growth on X at TTV Research. More to come, guys.
Right. eVTOL land. Joby right now coming through. What we were looking for Joby was minus 19 cents on $150,000 worth of revenue.
It's still early. I don't know. It's still early. The company ain't making it no money.
I'm fine with that. What numbers did we get though?
Okay, here's what we, you know how these come out, Sean. So Joby reports fourth quarter results. Not a bad look here. They're apparently in progress on stage for 4 FAA certifications. They did deliver the second aircraft to the United States Air Force, and they plan to carry their first passengers ever late 2025 or early 2026. We know that this company is actually trying to get people from the Dubai airport to downtown, so we'll have to see look at that. More than $1 billion, Sean, of additional funding commitments made in the fourth quarter, and here's how we're trading. We're up 5% in the pre-market, but we're still off days high, Sean. That 690 area we couldn't break through. We're coming close, 682 right now, Sean.
You know what, believe it or not, I mean, no matter what we think about this stock, it did come right down into that 200 period moving average. It actually looks pretty healthy there on the chart. So I think that's a good little move there for Joby. Okay, let's just look. Wow, Snowflake, my guys. Nice move to the upside, 168 up to 190 right now. Maybe we should review some of those numbers because there goes CRM. Snowflake right here on the daily did drip down, but now we're starting to bust out. We could take out this 192. What a dramatic turn of events. We started to go to the downside there for Snowflake. Again, the algos take hit of that, and now you can see 188, 189,
Ridiculous.
190 the top there for Snowflake. As there it goes. Is Palantir catching any of this? No. Too bad, I like Palantir. But Snowflake right now, nice little upside move here.
Nice.
What we were looking for from Snowflake though, Sharif.
I got it right here, Sean.
Yeah, of course. We were looking for 464 and 952 million. What did it look like?
Here's what we got, Sean. We got full or Q1 revenue of 955 to 960. Well, that was a beat there. Apparently, they got full year revenue. Oh, goodness gracious. I love reading these in the thousands. Snowflake sees Q1 revenue $955 to $960 million versus the miss there, Sean, of $1 billion. Full year 2026 revenue is supposed to be $4.28 to $4.41 billion. That's the estimate there. We'll keep an eye on it. The street already loving it, as you showed there. But I also want to report on C3 AI, Sean. That one came out. It's up 1.4% here in the aftermarket. What we were expecting was 97.97 million. They beat there, guys. 98.78 million. Good beat there. We are looking for EPS on C3 AI of negative 25 pennies. Let's have a look over here. They did a little bit better. They negative 12 pennies there. So not a bad look for the name, that the company that we really don't know what the hell they do, Sean. They got the best ticker in the business. I don't know what they do.
Sharif.
What do we
don't have 11,000 people watching.
We
don't have 12,000.
Okay.
We don't have 13,000.
What do we got?
We don't have 14,000.
Are you kidding me?
We don't have 15,000.
That's got to be a record.
We got 16,000 people watching right now, my guy. We want to thank everybody for coming through one more time again here. Let's keep those numbers going. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. The only thing I was noticing is 16,000 people watching.
What?
1.7K.
That's not going to
Let's get that going up, man. You guys got to hit the like button, or we're going dark.
eBay's out.
There's going to be no more Nvidia. I have Nvidia right here up for you. I'm going to keep a live Nvidia tracker right up here. So you're going to see this. If you're ever on my screen, pay attention up here. This is the ask price right now, $131.85. Look at everybody in Stream Deck just coming in and subscribing. We want to thank all of you for all of that, man. We are putting it up
eBay's
again.
tanking.
eBay tanking. Yeah, well, you know, when's the last time any of us shopped on eBay? I mean, not that we are the ones or anything like that, but there goes eBay. Nice little move down to the downside, over $63 now, but will it hold? We will wait to see. Right now, this is better than the Super Bowl. I mean, I stopped watching the Super Bowl at halftime, man.
Yeah,
we are now 5 minutes away from Nvidia, so we're really excited for that one. Let's just have a quick look to see if Nvidia is moving at all right now, down to 131. Nvidia is pulling back just a little bit. Let's go over to Adara. What's up?
Ahead of this report, I really want to remind you guys of what we're expecting or looking for today. So consensus estimate here, what I was seeing for earnings per share, 84 cents. We're looking for revenue here of $37.72 billion. It is worth noting, though, that sometimes these estimates that we see aren't necessarily the estimates the street goes with. But either way, did want to provide some context. Now let's talk about the stock move. Nvidia does tend not to move that much on earnings day one. There's a graphic that you can check out on X about that, but last time we moved about 0.5%. That's pretty standard for Nvidia. However, this implied move is a heck of a lot larger. We are expecting a 9% move to the upside or downside after this report. So very large Nvidia implied move, especially when you compare it to their previous move, guys. Back to you.
To my screen. Look at all these subscribers that just popped in. Streamlabs can't even keep going. Thank you. Over 2.5K. Not only that, we've got some fan funding. I just want to not forget everybody. Thank you to Kyle. Thank you to Daniel Brown. Lingering Catapult. Thank you so much. Danielle Shea. Thank you so much. Ronnie Boy. David Tredziak. All of you, thank you so much for your continued support here. And we are watching live right now on the chat. I'm going to go to live chat, not just top chat. But you know what? A lot of people wondering about eBay, because eBay right now does continue that downside move. So there's a quick look on eBay. Just want to look at that. They reported they're down. Salesforce reported they are now down again as well. So Salesforce started going there a little bit, now down to 290. That's another big one. But Snowflake lighting the torch today. That looks like they're going to carry it for now up to $186. But yeah, what's going on with eBay?
Yeah, I got them right here. So it looks like it was a beat on the top line, or the miss on the top line, but a beat on the bottom line. So we were looking for 2.58 billion. They printed 2.52 to 2.56. So that's a miss there. EPS, we were looking for a $1.20. They were able to shore up cost, Sean, a $1.32 to a $1.36. Not too bad, beating that $1.33 estimate. I have a $1.20 estimate over here. It doesn't matter though, Sean. If this was if this was live trading in the actual market hours, we would be SSR right now because we dipped below 64. We're down 9.42. We're a few minutes away from Nvidia, but eBay's already giving you something to talk about.
Look at those calculations. We don't have 15,000 watching. We have now greater than 16,000. So there it goes right now. Thank you so much. I want to give a big shout out, man. This guy Michael here, live from a trading floor in Chicago. I'm a Packers fan, but okay. Thank you so much for that great trading. I mean, Chicago, one of the best places, obviously, to trade. We got the CME down there. These guys are passionate, just like we are up here in the Great White North, Toronto.
Love it.
Hey guys, well, come up, man. Come up, Michael. I'd like to show you our trading floor as well. Thank you for that 100 being dropped right there. A lot of love in the chat as well. Thank you so much for that.
Nice move up for Mara here, Sean.
Michael,
6%
that was
going.
what I was talking about.
Keep
Mara.
going, baby.
Mara time. So what we were looking for MARA, do you have those numbers? Because Mara right now was minus 12 cents expected.
You got it.
We were looking for about an 11% move on Mara. They're out at 405. Marathon Holdings, a nice little move to the upside right now. We're going to show up 6%, but it's up much more than that because we did have a downside move.
Yeah.
So it looks like from the close right there, 1240 with a high of about 1330 or so. So up nearly $1 on Mara. So what we got over there?
This is what we got, baby. We got Q4 adjusted EPS of $1.24, handily beating that 68 penny estimates. Sales of 214.4 million, Sean. Again, handily beating that 186.4-ish that the street was looking for. So we'll have to wait and see how this one trades. But this one is a bamboozler. Keep your eye on it. Taking out $13 already, Sean. But we're still below yesterday's high.
All right, man. What a party this has been, man. If you are, if you're having a little bit of a beverage right now, you may want to get ready to chug that thing. We have less than 2 minutes to go right now before Nvidia comes through. We have a live level 2 for you right now on Nvidia. So this is what it looks like right here. I know it's pretty hard. I don't know if there's a way to zoom in or not on this, but at the end of the day, I think this should be up somewhere. This is a live level 2 of Nvidia. We're going to get that going up to you very, very soon. Of course, it's nvidia.nq, not .ny, but there it goes right now for Nvidia. We're going to watch out for that. Mara still going a little higher. All right, so Snowflake, I just want to check back in on that. It's holding out good. Good report for Snowflake. Also a good guide for Snow. So if that's going to be a harbinger for this trade here on Nvidia, I don't know. For me, I'm looking at, honestly, Sharif, I think Nvidia's numbers are going to hit. I think they're going to be better than expected. I think their EPS is going to be higher. I think their net sales higher. Okay, what we worry about is the guide.
That's the thing. That's the thing.
Right.
And is it going to be as good as the street wants? The street's greedy, Sean. They want the most amount possible, and Nvidia's like kind of a victim of their own success.
Right.
They keep doing better and better and better, and every time they do better, people expect more.
Current PE though, hovering around 30.
Decent.
So I had someone text me today, and they're like, "Okay, it's Nvidia time, right?" And I'm like,
Ram.
"What's up, Remain?" They were talking about it, and I said, "You know what, though?
What?
It's kind of priced right now.
I like 30.
With a 30, a PE around 30. We should be able to deal with it. Let's see what happens with Nvidia. It is now. All right, so it's
waiting,
now,
baby.
It's now 420. So what's going on, Jensen? Where's the numbers? All right, so here's Nvidia right now. 130 years, 129, 128. Boom, there goes Nvidia, 127. Nvidia's coming to the downside right now. Back up to 129. All right, so right now, Nvidia, we will drop those numbers for you when we get them. But it looks like Nvidia's out. Announces financial results. The numbers are now out. Nvidia's saying,
They beat on the top and bottom
They're
line.
turning it around right now, Stone Cold Steve Austin style, up to 135.
Bang.
Nvidia, just as our boy talked about it, beating 89 cents, beats 84 cents. Sales 39.3 versus 38. Nvidia right now rocking to the high side. There it goes, 135 and change, 136. Here's a live level 2 of Nvidia. We're starting to get back up to the upside again. No size, no problem. Bye-bye 136. Thank you all, 17,000 of you. There it goes through 137. Let's watch out to see what happens here with Nvidia. Yeah, let's go. Hit those sirens. We are upside. What does it look like on a daily, though? we're just back above the 50 period.
Just give it some time.
So right now,
Sean.
let's see what happens here with Nvidia pumping through 136 and change again. An EPS beat right now.
Both. EPS top and bottom line beat, Sean.
Yeah, top and bottom line beat as projected and predicted by us, but that doesn't mean anything. Will it hold? Right now, let's go to the screen. It's Nvidia time, baby. It's 135 and change coming through for Nvidia. Are we saved?
Here's the guide.
I don't know. Give me that guide.
41.75 billion here for Q1 2026 revenue, 43 plus or minus billion. So it's a range 43 to 41.75. Guys, just to give you a comparison about the year over year increase, they just printed 39.3. And of that 39.3 billion, 35.6 is data center. That's a euphemism for their AI division, Sean. The company makes, like, I don't know what percentage that is. What's going on? It's dropping down.
Oh, there goes Nvidia, man. Nvidia with a little bit of a fail. Hit those sirens again. We need to alert everybody. Nvidia down $10 from the top right now. It was 130. It's probably good. This is not a drill. If you're watching this, it's just Nvidia earnings. All right, but there goes a nice little move down for Nvidia. You can see right now 129 and change. Where did we just tick down to? We just got a 125 print. Someone just got flushed down there into 125 for Nvidia. The move is real, but it's not that dramatic. It's an upside play up there into 136, then a fade right back down in there to 129. Again, Nvidia top and bottom line beats, but it looks like the data center issue might still be there. We'll figure out moving forward. For me, it's going to be about to call. I don't know what time that's happening. Maybe
I can find out, yeah.
But right now, it looks like we are starting to go to the downside. Let me just do a little bit of a check here. What is AMD saying? AMD saying violent. AMD up to 106, right back down into 104 and change. What is the NASDAQ trying to do right now? A little bit of a dance on the NASDAQ. Is Sir Softy saying anything about this? No, they are not. Is Google doing anything right now? No, they are not. What is SMCI doing? SMCI is not doing anything. So right now, it's NVIDIA 131 and change. The thing is, man, thank you everybody for watching, but we went out on NVIDIA at 131 today, and we're at 132. So a little bit of a $1 move here on NVIDIA. What do you got for us, Adara?
I think it is worth noting, I just read through the report, the gross margin seems to be an issue. So they did beat on EPS and revenue, but their gross margin was 73.5%. That was exactly in line with estimates. For Q1 2026, that'll be their next quarter because they're a year ahead of us. They did guide gross margin lower than expected. So NVIDIA not only missing on or being in line with gross margin for this quarter, they actually missed gross margin guidance. Their gaming center or their gaming revenue for this quarter also was down 11% year over year. So again, decrease here for their gaming revenue, inline gross margin, and a gross margin miss for their guidance. That could be some of the things that are causing this to move a little bit to the downside. Speaking of moving here, this is a look at NVIDIA's day one earnings history over the past 4 years. And I think it's worth noting, it's not a super explosive stock. If you see something like this with Tesla, we'll get up 20%, down 11% type moves. The most that NVIDIA has moved on earnings day in the last 4 years has been 25% to the upside, not even 10% to the downside. So this is a lot more self-contained. We were expecting a 9% move, but our last move here for NVIDIA was actually going to be about 0.5%. So NVIDIA a little bit more tame than some of these other Mag 7 stocks, specifically Tesla, on earnings, guys. Check this out on X at TTV Research.
Not 16,000, not 17,000, 18,000 coming through again. We want to thank everybody for all of that. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. There it is right here live on your screen. 17,988 was the highest that I saw.
Wow.
Over 2.8K. Hit the like, hit the subscribe and everything. Yo, shout out to Harry Lou over here. He's like, Sean's so excited he may lose his voice. Thanks for toughing it through. Hey, man, we're here. We're here for everybody. We're on air all day today, and we're doing it right now because you know what?
You're doing it live.
We're doing it live right now. So let's just check out what this vote says right here. Will NVIDIA be 10% up at open tomorrow?
Oh, wow.
We got a yes, man. We had 65% yes, but again, a lot of those votes obviously pre this move. But guess what? It's battling back. It's back up to 132 and change. Don't leave us, man. This NVIDIA play is not over by any stretch of the imagination. It looks like we're just hovering in and around 132. Let's wait to see if there's anything else coming out. You talked about a beat all over the place.
It was. Let's show them here, Ram. So I zoomed in quite well over here. We got EPS, Sean, of 89 pennies. That beats by 4. We got revenue of 39.33. That beat handily by 1.17 billion. Now, the guide. It's always about the guide, right? We're looking for 2024 revenue of 43 billion. The consensus was 42.05 plus or minus 2%. We also got GAAP and non-GAAP gross margins expected to be 70.6 to about 71% plus or minus 50 basis points, Sean. We're also looking for GAAP and non-GAAP operating expenses to be approximately 5.2 and $3.6 billion respectively. And last but not least, other income and expenses are expected to be about $400 million, give or take 1%, Sean. So a beat on the top and bottom line. We'll have to wait and see what the market says tomorrow.
Look, I've never heard of this this broadcast or publication or anything like that, but we had more than double what Bloomberg's live stream had.
Why would anyone watch?
So we had more than double of you. The smart money is right here. We want to thank all of you for that, because you know what? We doing stock blitzes. Hey. We doing trader talks. We doing all of that. We doing breaking news as we go, man. And later on, we're gonna have the roll call as well. Hey. So stay tuned for that as we go. And
what?
We have a dare at the screen.
And
so this graphic here has NVIDIA's fiscal revenue for the year every year since they have been public, because as we just mentioned, we actually just finished Q4 2025 for NVIDIA, so we cannot have that yet. We obviously just reported, but it's worth noting fiscal 2025 was NVIDIA's first year over that $100 billion revenue per year milestone. Last year, though, we still did pretty well here. Almost $70 billion in revenue for fiscal 2024 for NVDA. And it's worth noting, we talked about that parabolic market cap growth on one of our last graphics we just looked at. The revenue growth was pretty similar, pretty steady, and then we get this push to the upside, specifically in 2023 and 2024. So NVDA, Jensen is all smiles. He has every right to be, and he will be on CNBC at 7 p.m. So make sure to be aware of that. Back to you.
Not 1 trillion, not 2 trillion, 3 trillion.
Yeah, I know.
This guy's done a lot with a little, that is for sure. So mad respect there for Jensen as we go. But hey, man, I know it's NVIDIA's world and we're all living in it, but we did have a few other reports there today. So right now, NVIDIA 131. Look at all the subscribers coming in, man. We want to thank all of that. Streamlabs can't even keep up. All right, Salesforce right now. Still a downside move into 291. So Salesforce, not great, not horrible. 310 down to 291. What it looks like on a daily chart for Salesforce, I believe this is a buy right here at the 200 period moving average. Maybe we'll dip into some of that as well. The loser of the day, of course, so far anyways, was eBay. That's a big move down there, over 10% from 70 down to 64, roughly 10% in, so maybe a little bit less than that. We did also have Snowflake was the big winner though. I don't know, big winner. I mean, we're looking for a little bit more. It has come back in a little bit there on Snowflake. Look at NVIDIA trying to go right now, 132 right now as we have a look on our live level 2 screen right here. So decent size happening. We got about 8,000 shares right there at 131.80. Did you cancel your bid? That might be your bid over there. There's 131 coming in again. That's going to get hit. A lot of volume going through right now on NVIDIA. The time in sales also going pretty hard right now. Lots of volume, over 300 million on the day there for NVIDIA as we go. Do not look at the charts. Those will stop working soon on our server side. So Snowflake right now up to 183 and change as that's starting to go. What's it doing for the broader market? Not much. The NASDAQ kind of holding forward as expected. I mean, NVIDIA will move $5 or $6 just like that throughout the day anyways. So right now it looks like the NASDAQ is just holding out. Wow, what a super
Should we let everyone know when to expect the earnings call?
Not until I deal with this.
Okay.
Bang, right there. $250 super chat.
Are you kidding me?
What are we doing with this $250? Okay, we're gonna.
That's a great question.
We'll figure this out, man. We've got $350 worth of super chats. Thank you so much to Long This right there. NVIDIA saves the retired day trader for once, right there.
Fantastic name there.
We're really glad that Long This saved. I don't know how you were saved. I mean, but I don't know. It looks like a decent move. At least it didn't crank down.
Absolutely.
Right there for NVIDIA. So thank you so much to Long This, and thank you so much to Michael as well.
Hey, Michael.
For your super chat, man. We love that. Thank you, Long This, a very, very long time member as well. We do have the best trading community in the world. And I just saw someone say, damn, Daniel, what's up, Juan Velasquez, again there today. So, hey, man, overall, a really great day and a big day, right?
Fantastic.
And it's really sponsored by NVIDIA. We want to thank everybody for watching here with us today. We're going to go dark in just a couple minutes, but NVIDIA, why don't we review the numbers? Do you have them up again?
Yes,
we'll do that for you guys in just 1 second. If you come over to the screen, though, this is NVIDIA's 1 minute chart. This is what we look like on the daily. We're bouncing off of the 200 period moving average right now at 125 and change. So what did we get out of NVIDIA?
Let's talk about it, Sean. EPS Easy beat, 89 pennies. That was a beat by 4 pennies. Revenue, 39.33. That easily beat the expectations by 1.17 billion. The outlook, the guide, we're expecting 43 billion versus that 42 billion expected. So that's a beat there. GAAP and non-GAAP gross margins. I can't believe they make 70% gross margins on a physical product. That's insane. Usually you get that on software and not physical products, Sean. So that's what we're looking right now for Nvidia. We'll have to see how the market digests this. Well, we're up 4%. We're below that $1.40. Let's see if we can get above that $1.50. It's been an elusive level, Sean. But I want to let everybody know, here's what to expect in terms of the calls. Nvidia starting in about 29 minutes at 5 o'clock. Likewise with Salesforce, that'll start at 5 o'clock as well. Snowflake, Sean, also 5 o'clock. eBay, 5 o'clock. You're going to have to record these if you're invested in all these at the same time. Paramount, I don't really care about these. These are the big ones right now. eBay, 5 o'clock. Snowflake, 5 o'clock. Salesforce and Nvidia, both 5 o'clock, guys. If you're invested, make sure you listen to the call.
All right, I mean, great talk there, man. Over 13,000 of you still with us. We want to thank all of you for that. The one thing about this is we do this every day.
Yes, sir.
So make sure if you're joining us for the first time, tomorrow at 8:30, we're going live again, man. We have the watch list going out. We're on a prop floor. Tons of trades going through today. We traded Nvidia, Apple, SMR at the end of the day, FXI, futures contracts we're trading in the morning. Sharif and Joe, Sharif in the midday, basically all midday trading small cap runners. Adara's dropping the news for us live every single day right here on the news desk. We've got Joe killed it today.
Killed it, man.
On the main show.
With you.
I asked Neil to get, Neil did not get back to me, so hopefully Neil will be back tomorrow because I want to put Joe back with you, man. I love that midday show. We love having Joe there as well. We'll hope Neil can come back. Thanks to Obi for filling in today as well. And a big shout out to Bears versus Bulls. I mean, honestly, managing all these guys here in the chat, girls, all of us in the trader realm, it's been a wicked opportunity. We've hit over 500,000 subscribers in the last month.
And you see how much we're at there right now?
No.
505.
I mean,
it's
look, I'm impressed,
Sean.
but I'm not going to be impressed till 1 milli. I want that. We've got the silver button or whatever that is. What's a million? Gold button? We want that. We want that YouTube play button.
Where's that platinum one at though?
Maybe 5. I mean, we're not stopping at the end of the day. So I want to thank Sharif for joining us here live. We're doing it again tomorrow, where we have Clover. We've got a whole bunch of other names. So if you're looking for earnings, you're looking to make those plays, maybe you're covering some of your positions, you want to look at live level 2s, this is the spot for you. So Sharif.
Yes, sir. We're doing it.
Thank you so much, man. We're doing
There's
it.
the potato. Hold on.
French fries. Always make those potatoes into French fries. I don't mind potatoes, twice baked potatoes.
That's good.
Hey, give me your favorite side for a steak.
Oh, wine. Red wine. It's not Friday yet, but it's fine.
I like mushrooms and asparagus, but I like the red wine. You have to have a red wine, man. You have to have a red wine.
Absolutely.
A little Barolo.
I remember when we were at SDK, you forced that red down. You're like,
hold on a second. That sounded a little bit. I didn't force anybody.
You did. You're like, look, bro, you're taking some of this glass. You poured it in my glass, Sean. I had no choice.
And now it's your favorite side. So there you go. You welcome.
We're having a good time.
Am I going to survive this? All right, we're having a good time, and I hope you did as well. At the end of the day, make sure you do join us tomorrow. Go follow Sharif. Go follow me. Go follow all of us. It's Trader TV Live. You're rocking with the best of us. I'm going to go get some lemon tea, and I hope you do as well. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. Ciao.
Good night. Great show.